Sorry, a little bit of scuff. Thank you for the resub, Nono. Okay, why aren't you coming through on OBS? Discord changes so that audio doesn't come through anymore. I wouldn't be surprised. Hi, Discord window from screen capture. That's nice. Oh. Yes. There we go. My desktop audio is just screwed up. That's why. Sorry. Give me a moment. Wouldn't be a VTuber stream if there wasn't scuff. There we go. It wasn't a Discord problem. It was OBS doesn't have desktop audio problem. Whoops. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, let's see. Nono's probably quiet. Let me know how the audio levels are, guys. I can't tell from my end.
I did sound pretty quiet to myself just now, yeah.
Cool. Let me turn that up. Turn the music down. Let's see if that's better. Yeah, maybe as loud as I can get you. Let's see. In which case, I can just turn myself down a little bit. Lower the average. Cool. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another Game Talk with Akbar and Nono. It has been...
That's me, I'm Akbar and Nono.
Yeah, exactly. And it's been a minute since we've done one of these. Yeah, with the Game Awards nominees announced, I figured it'd be a good time to review the nominees and talk about just all the stuff that's happened over the past 6 to 9 months of gaming. So yeah.
69 months of gaming?
69 months of gaming, let's go.
Nice.
Nice. Poyo indeed, Yahazu. Welcome in, Yahazu, D, and anyone else lurking already. Appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, hi everyone. This is just gonna be a comfy hangout with no expectations and no quality production. Production quality? Production quality.
It's gonna be so scuffed,
See?
it's fine. It's fine.
It's okay, I also have a cold, so that doesn't make it better, but we'll make it work.
Exactly. There we go, I'll put some game trailers on in the background until we have specific things to pull up.
Oh shit, is that the new model show?
I think so, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
I don't know, I just searched game trailer compilation 2026. So progression for the both of us, understandable.
Immediately I just want to go on an escapade of being like, I remember when I streamed this, like 3 years ago.
Yep. And now it's got a
Jesus,
sequel.
I'm old. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has been a bit. I always get thrown off a little bit when I see like people have been following me for several years, and I'm like, oh yeah, it has been that long, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like I just started streaming last year.
I just resubscribed for like 58 months, so like,
Yeah,
if that's not telling.
yeah, that's a lot of numbers.
Hey Hawk, did you know that I enjoy your streams?
Wow. Likewise.
Right? It's crazy. Wow.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
It's almost like we like chatting or something. I don't know.
Right? Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, early Hawk stream rocks exactly. Is that time zones?
No streams? Does he? He sounds awful.
Mm-hmm. You are in fact a streamer. The frequency of the streams is not relevant to that definition.
I do want to come back during this holiday break. I'm so close to finished. I just need to finish drawing my emotes and then I'm ready to come back, honestly.
Ooh, nice.
I miss you all.
Same.
I miss streaming. I miss the community.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care about the production value anymore. I just want to come back.
Yeah, I mean, just do it, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a...
Probably without a
big deal.
schedule, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, don't commit to
The
a
whole
schedule
turn-based
until you're
RPG thing.
ready to
Yeah.
commit to a schedule.
Yeah.
Play what you want when
Who
you
could
want.
do that?
That's what I do.
And yet you still stream off the schedule for the most part.
I try.
Yeah.
This is a commitment to myself more so than a commitment to the internet at large.
Well, I can at least tell you that it's inspiring.
I appreciate it. It helps that I have no
Let's
life.
get into
so.
the Game Awards.
The Game Awards, yes.
Yes.
Do we want to jump straight into it, or?
I kind of do, honestly, just because I don't really know what else to break the ice with.
Okay.
Because it's cold, and the ice is tough.
That is true. Alright. Game Awards nominees for 2025.
There we go. Yeah, we want to start at the bottom, probably.
Oh, did I say 2026? I did. Let me update my stream titles real quick. Whoops.
Oh, right.
Honestly, my brain. That's
No, I
really
get
funny.
it. It feels like it should be 2026 already.
It is about to be 2026. So I've been writing down that number a lot when I'm like scheduling appointments and stuff. That's why. There we go. Pay no attention to the stream title change. Obviously 2023. Mentally, I'm still in 2016.
Oh, shit.
Not
It's
gonna lie.
2023? That means that Baldur's Gate 3 is gonna be Game of the Year.
Yeah!
Hell yeah.
Really
let's
been
do it
that long
again.
since it came out? Jeez.
I...
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that was last
it-
year's nomination, right?
No, nope, that was Astrobot. Yeah. I feel that.
Time needs to stop passing. I don't like it. I don't mind being old, but I do
It
mind
does.
everything else moving on without me. Okay,
Clearly, we need to walk faster then.
clearly. All right, well, let's start with the categories we care about the least and move up from there.
Yep, I... God. Who
Best
are these
esports
people?
team. Yeah, I don't even
See-
know if I recognize any of these people.
I mean, I recognize the name Team Liquid, but I couldn't tell you a thing about Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Like, that's the only name I recognize is Team Liquid, because they're like a really long-standing name. But where's like Cloud9? Where's a fucking Billy Gaming?
Yeah,
Oh,
I recognize
God.
NRG because they were one of the dominant teams in Overwatch League.
Yeah. Why is there no Overwatch team?
Because Overwatch Esports is dead.
Oh.
They have a community organized official tournament, and that's it now.
Damn, that's so sad.
Yeah. It was inevitable, but
Am I? I don't really know what to vote for here.
I'm gonna go for NRG because it's the only one I recognize that isn't Gen G. Who are...
You know what? That sounds right. They also seem like they're having the most fun in the picture.
That's true.
Yeah. Sign in to vote. Fine.
I do not want to share my vote now. Good, I am signed in. I didn't even think to check that first. Whoops. Alright. Next category. Nope, previous category. Best esports athlete. And it's not,
Yeah,
Baker
I don't
this time.
recognize any of these either. I'm assuming Brock Sommerhalder is in NRG because he's wearing the same, like, orange dress.
doesn't necessarily mean that, but,
Yeah.
could be.
Yo, Kakeru Watanabe, though, look at how badass he looks. And that's a guy who means business.
There we go. We voted for that just based on the picture.
Yeah.
I'm cool with
Just
that.
because he looks like he belongs in a Yakuza game.
And it's Street Fighter. I mean,
Yeah.
Street Fighter is
he
more
could
of a
probably beat you
personality
up on
type
the
game.
straight.
Yeah. It's not a team game, you know, where you have to like, share the honor and responsibility.
Exactly, yeah. I think that's a bit more commendable.
Cool. Best esports game. Okay.
Oh boy.
Now Kong Bonanza is not on this list. I'm very disappointed. I'll talk about that later.
We can talk about it now if you like.
I don't know. I want to talk about the game overall, and that kind of fits into that.
That's fair, yeah. You know what? I'm actually gonna vote for Valorant here because it kept going for this long despite being a Counter-Strike meets Overwatch thing.
I'll give you
It
that.
probably did a few things right.
I actually do agree with that. I think the Valorant esports production, like whole thing, all the investment that Riot puts into it, all of the people that actually work on it are extremely talented. I feel like some of the more traditional stuff like Dota and Counter-Strike are kind of just carried by being popular independently. but like Valorant, the actual esports organizations put a lot of direct blood and sweat into it that I really appreciate. So that would be my vote too.
There you go. See, we're totally on the same page there. I didn't just vote it out of like sheer gut feeling.
Mm-hmm. Now I only have any stake in it all because a lot of the people that used to drive Overwatch esports moved over to Valorant. So I know some of the names in that scene.
When you said you had a stake in it, I thought for a second that you would like bet real money on the Game Awards.
Oh no. No, I'd never do that.
No, who would do that? That's crazy.
Why would you make video games about money? That just sounds miserable.
Right? That would be crazy if there was an entire industry about making something fun and then have it be all about the money.
Yeah, crazy. To be fair, that's every creative industry. And they all suck for that reason.
Yeah, this is why creative people need to be self-employed and then ruin their lives over it.
Exactly. That's the right way to do it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you gotta shoot your shots.
Exactly.
Yeah, you miss all the shots you don't take.
It's just like, music is very much that way already. It's like, yeah, okay, everyone can go become an independent musician. It takes nothing to start doing it.
Yeah.
Good luck ever making any money at it, but you can try. Anyone can try.
Yeah, so long as you're having fun.
Yeah.
Don't quit your day job.
Never quit your day job. That's my biggest piece of advice for anyone in any creative field.
Yeah, do it once you've given up on everything and you just want to shoot your shot then. I would still say quit your day job over, ending it all at the end of the day.
Never bet your physical well-being on being successful at a creative industry.
That's a good way to put it.
If you have the resources to do it without, starving to death, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, that's that. There we go. Perfect.
Never think that you're gonna quit your day job and learn Unreal for the first time and make $1 billion game.
Learn it first, then quit it.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's esports.
Yes.
Content Creator of the Year.
Well, I recognize one of these. Actually, two of these people. I don't know what they did this year that makes them Content Creator of the Year, but there's also Burnt Peanut. Who's probably gonna win because a lot of people are just gonna vote for the person called the Burnt Peanut.
Mm-hmm. They are quite a meme, apparently. I have not seen any of these people's content this year, I don't think, but I am familiar with almost all of them. I don't recognize him, but I recognize the rest of them.
I feel like ever since Iron Mouse won this award, they just try to shoehorn in a VTuber every year now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there must be
we
someone
had Picora
on the...
last year because Kojima is a Picora sim.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about these two.
I mean, I'll vote for Miko just because she's the only one that isn't a React streamer, I think.
That's fair. I will actually vote for Moist Critical because I've been watching his content like a decade ago. And that counts for something, right?
Fair enough.
I don't know what he's doing these times other than being Dispatch, but,
Mostly drama farming along with everyone else.
Oh, yeah, that's why I don't watch it.
Yeah. That's the meta. That's content creating right now is just...
It's either that or 4-hour video essays.
Which is by far the superior format.
Oh, absolutely. Have you ever watched the one about the Roblox oof sound effect?
I did, yeah. Because people kept sharing it to me and like, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot from that.
Mm-hmm.
I now know who Tommy Tallarico is.
Uh-huh. I don't know if it was useful information, but it was interesting.
No, also ripped the Tallarico Vision.
Oh, yeah.
It was called.
Yeah. It's a bold strategy.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, next category.
Nice.
Most anticipated
games
game.
now, hopefully. Yeah.
Announced game is push the game medium forward.
So, there's a lot that we can say here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just objectively speaking, in terms of the most anticipated game, if we took that fully at face value, it would be Grand Theft Auto 6.
Well, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is the most anticipated game. But I think It did win this category last year, which says a lot already.
And it's still the most anticipated game. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know if it will be the game on this list that pushes the gaming medium forward the most, as it says here. But in terms of raw
That's a good
number of people
point.
anticipating it, absolutely.
In a superficial visual perspective, like it is probably going to push technology forward in some way.
hmm
Because Rockstar just always like does things that other studios just can't yet.
hmm
Plus, they have like infinite GTA Online money now to work with,
Well.
which is probably why they were able to take the time.
Yeah. Not infinite, actually, running dangerously low, but yes.
Yeah, I still gotta give them kudos that they're making a single-player game first and foremost,
hmm
and then tack on the new online probably. Like GTA Online 2 is absolutely gonna be a thing, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how they're gonna make their money back.
Yeah.
And GTA is obviously winning, but you don't care about any of them. Understandable.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's any of these games on this list that I would absolutely be like, yeah, I'm gonna go play that.
Well,
Like maybe
okay,
The Witcher eventually.
Let's break them down. Like, First Light, it's a James Bond game made by the Hitman developers. There's probably like an audience for that. I could see that working
It's
really
definitely
well.
good IP for their existing gameplay. Hi, Carrick, how's it going?
Yeah. Hey, Carrick.
Welcome in.
Also,
Welcome
hi,
in.
Rox, and hey, Hazu, and Lee, and everyone else. I haven't really personally greeted everyone. But yeah, in the same way that Indiana Jones really worked with the Wolfenstein devs, right?
Mhm,
Like,
mhm.
you already had a game about killing Nazis, and now you have a licensed game about punching Nazis.
Exactly.
So now you had a Hitman game, and now you have a spy game with the same features. It works.
Mhm,
Sure.
mhm. Yeah, it's a good fit.
Uh,
It'll be fun to watch other people play it.
Wolverine.
I don't know if I really want to play it myself, but it'll be fun to watch other people
oh
play
yeah, that's
it.
how I feel about it too. Yeah, like I'm not big brain enough for these kinds of games.
hmm
Wolverine, on the other hand, I'm personally biased here because I'm a huge X-Men fan. I have been looking forward to this game ever since it was announced, and I won't shut up about it because Insomniac makes great games.
Mhm.
The last Spider-Man game, in my opinion, was a bit too overproduced, but I'm looking forward to see what this one turns into.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I can't say anything else about it because we've barely seen anything about it.
Yeah.
But hey, they cast an Australian actor for a Canadian again, like they did in the movies. That counts for something, right, Carrick?
But not the audience for Game Awards targets. Yeah, understandable.
Yeah. I'm starting to feel that this year more than any, looking at the nominees. I'm looking forward to the new Resident Evil, but I don't know if I would call it like pushing the gaming medium forward. It's another Resident Evil, and I like Resident Evil.
hmm And
Now,
similarly,
CD
like,
Projekt Red can be very hit or miss because we've seen what happened with Cyberpunk.
yeah. And this is a sequel to Witcher 3, though. I feel like it's not going to be that innovative. I mean, I appreciate that they are doing some different things with it. It's not just more Witcher 3, obviously, but
Absolutely, yeah. And honestly, like CD Projekt Red, just like with Rockstar, they do their own thing, and that's neat.
hmm
Gotta give them credit for that at the very least.
yeah. Another studio at this point, though, that is basically just we're going to throw as much manpower as we can at it to churn out another
Yeah.
big game. For better or for
Let's see,
worse.
are they... Oh, no, interesting. I think Rockstar and Insomniac are the only American-based developers on this list.
Yeah,
Now that I think about it.
that's true. I mean, there's going to be a ton of American contract studios on all of these games, though. There's no way
Oh,
that
yeah, for sure.
any of them are being developed fully in-house, except for maybe IO Interactive's games.
Like, these are basically all AAA games, which, now that I think about it, it's a bit weird that we don't have a single indie game in the most anticipated category.
Mm-hmm.
I
No,
guess
it's
that
not.
would have been Hades 2 if it hadn't come out this year.
Got distracted. But yeah, I think part of it is that indie games tend to not have as long of a hype cycle. Silk Song
Yeah.
notably excluded. So
Yeah, we just got the biggest hyped up ones.
I mean, there's not that many games that can be like most anticipated because they were announced last year and the indie devs are still working on it. this year.
Well, I for one, I'm still anticipating Mina the Hollower more than anything, so
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, like Silksong wasn't out yet. It would absolutely be on this list.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with character. I'm voting Wolverine for these because I like my weird third-person action adventures.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna vote GTA 6 just because it is the most anticipated game. It's not the game I would play, or that I am most anticipating. But as far as objectively meeting the category expectations, I would say that's it. Best adaptation.
Oh boy.
I remember there's Sonic 3 is not on here, which I'm kind of surprised by.
So I have not seen any of these.
It's all a Minecraft movie.
I will probably vote for the Minecraft movie just because that one seems like it had the most fun with it.
It faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. I don't know if any of these were faithful and authentic.
Well, definitely not Devil May Cry, I can tell you that much. I watched the first episode and I was like, what the fuck is this? Until Dawn, absolutely not. That shit doesn't have anything to do with the game. They just slapped the name on it.
Exactly.
I don't know anything about Deathwatch. I didn't even know that came out.
Me neither. Hadn't heard of that one.
People still care about Splinter Cell?
Apparently.
Apparently. And Last of Us, I won't touch with a 10-foot pole. Like, love the game. There's too much discourse over that series. Also, yeah, why is Sonic 3 not here?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Because that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely still qualifies.
Yeah.
I think people just forgot that it came out after the Game Awards last year.
Or just the people who submitted the nominations didn't like it that much. I don't know.
I feel like they would have absolutely put it on here if they had remembered.
Yeah. Maybe they just forgot. It's entirely possible.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'll vote for the Minecraft movie because that was the most talked about game adaptation of the year.
For better or worse.
Yeah. People love that lava chicken.
Popular opinion, DMC is decent. It's not good, but decent. That's fair. I don't think it's poorly made. I just think it's not a great adaptation because the author kind of just has a lot of weird opinions about what DMC is about.
Yeah. Also, what the fuck was that bunny character about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Best adaptation, not DMC.
Nope, probably not.
Best multiplayer, Night Rain?
Is this our first big category?
Kind of, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Standing
I mean,
all
all of
multiplayer
these
gameplay
have-
design, including co-op and massively multiplayer.
See, I feel like they only really included co-op for, like, Night Rain and Split Fiction specifically. I guess Peak, too. Honestly, I think out of all of these, Peak might have the best shot because it seems like the most streamed multiplayer game of the year. People love the stream slop.
Yeah, exactly. It is, as the internet has been calling it, friend slop. It is the game that you get a bunch of people in a Discord call and you go play for a couple hours on stream. I think
It's
this
hard
is
to say, really.
honestly an interesting slate because none of these are proper MMOs. But normally
Multiplayer
MMOs
is such a
dominate this.
subjective genre, too.
I think they just, yeah, a lot of mid-budget, essentially multiplayer games on this list, which is interesting.
Yeah, all in different genres too.
Yeah.
Like you have an extraction shooter, you have a traditional shooter, you have something that's like a roguelike Monster Hunter experience. You have something that's like you said, friend slop the game. And then you have a fully complete co-op like narrative experience.
Yeah, such an interesting spread. It's like it's hard to directly compare any of these.
See,
They're all
Split
good multiplayer
Fiction.
experiences in different
Split
ways.
Fiction is actually in my top 5 this year.
I'll believe it, yeah.
But I don't know if I would vote it for best multiplayer, though. I just don't see it as a multiplayer game in that sense.
I feel like they've kind of shoehorned co-op into here, but there's not enough
Yeah.
co-op games to justify its own category, so I get it.
I think I would peak because I like the smaller developers.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, definitely by far the smallest studio on this list.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Bloodfish
And you know
is
Jeff
EA
Keighley, he
published.
loves the small studio stories.
Mm-hmm. It's true. We got Electronic Arts, FromSoft. Much larger groups.
Yeah, I think FromSoft definitely counts as like AAA these days, right?
Yeah, in terms of budget, absolutely.
Yeah.
Elden Ring was not a cheap game.
I wouldn't even say just budget, but I feel like recognizability as well is like one of those factors now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's how we should judge if something is like a bigger or smaller developer is like how much recognizability do they have?
True, yeah. They don't always have great insights into budgets. But yeah, indie is a difficult thing to define, and we'll
Yeah.
get to that when we get to the indie category.
Yeah. Yeah, Arc Raiders was also really damn successful considering it only just came out.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
not my kind of game.
Yeah, me neither, but I've definitely seen a lot of people talking about it. Yeah, they did
and it
the
is-
finals before. Yeah, so not their first.
It is one of those rare examples where they use AI, but they use it ethically. Debatable. But from everything I've heard doing my own research, it does seem like they at least paid people for their work and put them in AI under consent.
It was done legally. I think it is still ultimately
Yeah.
taking away voice acting jobs. In a small way.
That
but
is
still.
true. Yeah.
I think
it
it
seems
is.
like they were trying to look for a middle ground.
Yeah. I think it
And
is
you know me,
certainly
I love
more
voice
ethical
actors.
than some of the other studios that are going to be wholeheartedly replacing voice actors with AI for everything.
Yes, yeah.
But I do think it is kind of not intentionally manufacturing consent, but it is moving the window of what gamers will see as
Yeah.
acceptable on that front.
That is the unfortunate part.
Yeah.
Also, let's be honest, if voice actors do agree to have the voice be used for AI, then they should at least get royalties going forward. It does not sound like they did that here, so...
Yeah. Wait for the AI data center crash. Yeah. AI
Oh God, I
bubble
can't
is gonna
wait
be
for that
so
whole
much
bubble to
fun.
pop.
And RAM prices are now 4 times what they were earlier this year,
Oh my god.
which is
Like,
insane.
see, here's the thing. I don't mind the idea of large language models at all.
Mhm.
I think that's a neat science to explore. I hate the entire investment thing around what people think is AI because most people don't even know what they're talking about when it comes to AI.
Mhm. Yeah, it's the same tech bro space as NFTs and blockchain. It's like it's a bunch of people
Yeah.
that found a cool technological idea and then have built this entire financial ecosystem around it that is largely divorced from any actual value, any
Yeah.
actual usefulness, because they can
It
use
is
it as an
mostly-
investment vehicle.
It is mostly generative AI that I'm against. Anything
Mm-hmm.
else, like, it's just algorithms we already had, just under a different name.
To a degree.
Like Speed Tree, right? Nowadays people would call that AI. Back then it was just a handy tool that we had.
True. Need technology to destroy
Uh.
business modeling, yeah, absolutely. And I feel
Oh.
like, specifically large language models, yeah, I agree to some degree that it's not an inherently evil technology. Obviously, it is
Yeah.
trained on a lot of copyrighted works that we're not
Oh,
compensated
yes.
for. And specifically, they use legal loopholes like claiming that they were a non-profit research organization and therefore should have privileged access to things, and then flipped around and
Yeah.
became a for-profit company selling they built with their research, which is really shitty. And they're using it without at all having a good idea of what the societal impact that they're causing is. Like, schools are fucked.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like this whole,
You
we're gonna have a
know,
whole generation of
the-
kids that don't know how to like do basic stuff because they use ChatGPT for all their classwork, and schools just aren't prepared
That's
to.
the main issue.
fix it.
yeah.
So I know they're segueing
Really,
into
we
AI in
should
the middle of
only-
this. But
No, I mean it's something that needs to be talked about in this day and age.
Yeah, it is a major issue, and I think we're about to see a lot of AAA games with a lot of Gen AI in them in the next year or two. Because right now, it hasn't been a thing yet because all these studios that are going all in on AI haven't finished their games yet. But it is absolutely coming. It is absolutely happening behind the scenes. I guarantee it. And it's gonna be...
Call of Duty has already done it.
Yeah, and that's just small stuff that they could do after the fact. After they already built the rest of the game traditionally. It's gonna get so much worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Well, unless AI becomes too expensive to use, and then they won't do it.
That's the silver lining, is maybe it'll get... Yeah, but unfortunately Gen AI specifically is rather cheap, comparatively speaking. Large language models are expensive, especially for what they keep trying to use it for. But
not if we run out of RAM.
Yeah, but like image generation, like I can run that off of consumer GPUs, which
Fair.
are available in abundance. It only takes a couple gigabytes of VRAM, so... Or like real-time voice, I can also run that off of a consumer GPU. So it's... For like an indie dev, it is super affordable to get into AI if you got a decent gaming rig. Schools are fucked, the energy sector is fucked, the tech hardware pricing is becoming fucked, and there's so many issues being caused by the bubble. Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
You know what the really sad part is, though? I've seen people refer to things as AI that aren't even AI, like basic CGI or even text-to-speech voices. They just call AI now because, fuck, everything's AI, I guess.
Yep, anything that a computer does that I don't understand is AI.
Yeah. That's what makes the conversation even more difficult.
Yeah, like, fun fact, the reason AI image generation is bad at hands isn't because AI in particular is just bad at hands, it's because humans are bad at hands. So the AI has a lot fewer examples of good hands to learn from. So I keep seeing people that are like, oh yeah, your hands look bad, you must be using AI. It's like, no, I'm just bad at drawing hands. A lot of false accusations.
The AI search results in Google. Technically, Google has always worked on an algorithm, it's just now more obvious to people.
Yeah. Now they got an algorithm layered on top of their algorithm to poorly summarize their search results for you.
And they put an LLM on top.
Yep.
Although I will say, Gemini has helped me find video game recommendations based purely on what I feel like, and it worked out.
Nice. Fair enough.
I was like, hey, Gemini, I feel like playing this and this. Do you have any recommendations? And it gave me some.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely...
It's a great search engine.
Yeah. It actually does have value, which I have reluctantly come around to acknowledging. The issue is that people aren't really taking the drawbacks into consideration with it. Like, there's a lot of people that are just using the Gemini AI summary at face value without fact-checking any of it and just assuming it's true, and then regurgitating misinformation.
It's a tool you have to know how to use at the end of the day. But unfortunately, it's in the hands of everyone for free.
Yep. A lot of people who are not prepared to deal with the downsides and risks. Just a magic box that will do everything for them.
This is Spray. In the current Fortnite season, I was accused of being AI. The actual artist came forward showing works in progress that it wasn't. Yeah, see, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, it's rampant.
Nowadays, people call anything they don't like just AI. Like, hey, this shitty drawing is AI. No, I just suck at drawing. I'm sorry.
I just happened to learn how to draw in the Ghibli style. I'm not using ChatGPT for it.
Oh my god, yeah, all the artists that, like, AI was trained on now have to defend their own work.
No one actually knows how to use, not even the people in charge of it, exactly. Yeah, it's been really funny, because, like, the technology is really interesting, and I've been looking into it a lot. I'm not a machine learning expert or anything, but I'm learning the basics. And, like, almost all of the funding is not going towards people actually, like, making better AI. It's going towards paying OpenAI, ChatGPT, to just generate stuff for them and calling it an AI company.
Pretty much, yeah.
Those are the types of companies that are absolutely going under as soon as the bubble makes a turn. It's like you're not actually
The ones that
producing
do it just for the heck of it.
real value here. You're not actually making good AI. You're just using someone else's AI. And you're fully dependent on them to actually make it good. Yeah, interesting stuff. Definitely, I feel like 2026 is going to be the year of Gen AI and AA and AAA gaming, and that's going to be a whole debate.
Either that or they come up with something else that they can make money with. I don't know.
That's true.
The bubble is definitely going to burst at some point, and we at the bottom are going to have to pay for it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I have a lot of conspiracy theories about why they're pushing the bubble, because
Yeah.
it's so blatantly obvious that everyone knows it's a bubble. Like, you go and ask all these people that are investing in AI, and you're like, oh, is it a bubble? And they're like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I'm betting that I can make enough money off of it before it bursts that it doesn't affect me.
Exactly. Then they'll jump onto the next thing.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully, eventually, it does burst so that I can get affordable CPU components again. Computer components again.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Man, I was like, I'm starting to like wanna get into like 4K gaming, so I wanna go upgrade my GPU, and it's like, actually, my 3090 is still one of the most valuable cards in the market, specifically because of how much VRAM it has for AI stuff. It's like, that's crazy. I could probably flip my current PC for more than I bought it for. Not that I want to,
Yeah,
because it's my
same,
gaming
honestly.
PC, but it's crazy.
Oh god, I actually have some perfectly intact RAM sticks in a dead PC that I could just pull out there.
Well, there you go.
I should do that.
Sell them to a refurbishing group.
Yeah.
Man, best multiplayer.
So what are you voting?
Good question. Outstanding online.
I mean, it is your
multiplayer
favorite genre,
design.
right?
Yeah, totally. I play so much multiplayer.
Nothing else. Hog will never shut up about, like, Federation Force this, Night Rain that.
Exactly. Federation Force Peak. Absolutely. Best game of the year. Every year. I think Split Fiction, I'm going to give it to you just because I appreciate the idea of big budget co-op experiences, because that is not something that
Oh, yeah.
the AAA industry is pushing at all, for the most part. And it's something that I really miss from childhood.
Split Fiction was the best one on this list. I haven't played the other four, but, you know, just take my word for it.
Peak is a lot of fun. I've enjoyed watching people stream it. It is very much designed to be entertaining on stream.
Yeah.
And I do also really like Night Rain design-wise. I would never play it. I suck at those kinds of games to begin with, and they've streamlined up the
Yeah.
parts I'm good at to make it even more stuff that I'm not good at. But I do appreciate that it exists. It's a good way to asset flip Elden Ring while still making an interesting game out of it, which I really appreciate.
I am a big fan of it in that regard. You know, I like asset flips when they're done well.
Yeah, like, I don't remember if ZZZ's on this list ever segue into that, but they've been doing a lot recently with side mini games that reuse all of their Bang Boo and enemy
Right,
designs
yeah.
to do different gameplay types like auto chess or tower defense or whatever. And they're not always that great, but I really appreciate developers using all of these complex models and animations that they've commissioned or done previously and putting them into new contexts. I think that's a really cool way to create new gameplay experiences without blowing up the budget.
I'm a big fan of creative reuse of assets.
Exactly.
And just look at Majora's Mask.
Exactly.
I'll
think-
always bring that up every fucking time and no one can stop me.
Because it's true. It is still one of the best examples because no one else has really done that kind of thing before and delivered on it.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the Yakuza games. They do reuse a lot of environment art and character art,
yes.
which is good. Which is good because they're always telling a
Yes.
unique story with plenty of unique locations, but they can save so much development costs by reusing a lot. And it's smart business.
That's where AAA kind of shot itself in the foot, which was like creating a new framework for every game that they do rather than sticking to what they already have.
Yep, every Call of Duty, they're modeling those boxes and crates from scratch every time.
Yeah.
It's very wasteful. Alright, best sports and racing. I have no opinions on this one. Well, actually, that's not true. That's not true. Never mind. I've played 2 of these. The racing games I have opinions on. Sports ones, not so much.
Yeah. I wish I could say that I liked Mario Kart World, but I don't like the whole, like, difficulty scaling thing where if you're doing well, suddenly you're not.
Mm-hmm. No, it's a really wonkily designed game. They market it a lot on the open world driving aspect, and then that feels like an afterthought in the actual game.
Yeah,
Like,
I was hoping it would be more along the lines of Diddy Kong Racing, where you have an actual like story to explore, but nah.
Yeah, I wanted a single-player co-op campaign. I wanted an actual map with objectives on it and markers. And instead it's, oh yeah, you can do multiplayer races, and I guess also you can drive around if you feel like it. Which is cool, but it's not much of a game. It's still fully relegated to party game bucket, which I don't have enough friends to play party games all that often, so not really all that valuable to me. I do kind of regret getting it, but oh well. Soundtrack is good though.
I mean, I basically got it with my Switch too, so I have no complaints there. I got it for like half the price that it otherwise would have been with the bundle. So.
Yeah, that was kind of scummy, but yeah, that was kind of my reasoning too. So it'll be good to have for like family events or something, I guess, but other than that,
Don't worry, Rocks. Uma Musume is not in this category, but it is in another one.
But that's probably
doesn't qualify as a racing game for some reason.
Definitely the best racing game on this list. It was on this list though.
Did you play Cross Worlds, by the way? I wanted to check it out, but it's expensive.
Yeah, it's all right. Better than Mario Kart World for sure. It's very monetized. I think that's the main issue.
Yeah, that's my problem too, because like all the characters I want to play are the DLC characters.
Yeah. And the stages aren't the best. The actual courses, not the most inventive. They got some cool things.
And then the other three... Well, okay, I can say something good about Rematch at least. It is from a developer that I really enjoy. Slowclap made Absolver and Sifu.
Oh, really?
They decided, hey, let's just make a human Rocket League, which is, impressive. That's a unique idea that no one's done before.
Human Rocket League, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what it is.
I mean, this one made it in. You know what didn't make it in? It's the fucking wheelchair Nintendo game that they put out for some reason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Yep. A minigame priced at full price. No, thank you.
Good God, that should have just been part of the, welcome tour thing or whatever.
There you go. Yeah, just bundle it in there. Then it may have actually been worth half the price.
God. They charged money for that too.
It was so bad. It's like, you would have to pay me to play that, having watched some of it. It's like, it's just an advertisement with almost zero interactivity.
Yeah.
Why would you ever pay full price for that?
I might honestly just vote for Rematch, just because they did manage to sell an indie game to a mainstream audience.
I'll agree with that. I'll vote Rematch too.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Especially in a world where FIFA is dominating so much in the football space.
Absolutely.
Kudos to them. Like I said, Absolve and Sifu are just excellent games in and of themselves.
Definitely support the studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. Notice these are both EA games. Speaking of EA, they've officially sealed the deal on the Saudi Arabia acquisition. So Saudi Arabia will now own 97% of EA. Just crazy.
How is it that the Microsoft Activision thing went on for so long, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh yeah, Saudi Arabia is buying EA, Netflix is buying Warner Brothers, by the way. Like, what?
They have zero investment in fighting any of these mergers, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. No one, Disney wasn't like, wait, we can't let Netflix do that, can we? Apparently they can.
Apparently we can. Yeah. Definitely been a change in administration in a couple key locations that have made it a little bit easier to pull off deals like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I
It's
don't
not.
want to get too much into politics on this stream, but
Yeah, let's move on to best sim and strategy. You know, the genre we all care about.
But what I do find interesting about the EA acquisition, real quick, is
Mm-hmm.
they mostly want them for their sports franchises, for EA Sports and
Oh,
other things, because it complements the fact that they own the actual physical leagues in a lot of ways.
right.
So there's probably going to be a lot of less generally acceptable franchises, things like the Dead Space IP or some of EA's like other more experimental IPs that they're probably not going to be interested in holding on to. So I'm very curious if some of those are going to get like sold off or given back to the development studios. That'd be really interesting.
Well, with next year, we'll probably see EA not being nominated for anything anymore, I would assume.
Most likely, yeah.
Especially considering what Saudi Arabia does to journalists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't strike me as the type that are particularly invested in making generally appealing games for awards like this.
No, but apparently they invested in putting Ronaldo in, like, King of Fighters.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, yep.
For some reason.
And they're building their branding. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. It's very interesting. Best sim and strategy. Alright, I can have opinions on this one.
Go ahead, that's all you.
Actually, never mind. I lied. I haven't played any of these.
I mean, yeah,
Normally my
Are
franchise,
these really the only ones that came out this year?
I guess so.
I mean, I would assume these are all the ones that came out this year, honestly.
yeah, there haven't been any good tactical RPGs this year.
Unicorn Overlord was last year, probably.
Unicorn
right?
Overlord was last year. There's no Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Triangle Strategy was last year.
Man, I don't even know if I would count
Years ago,
Tactics.
whatever.
It's more of a remaster than a remake.
Yeah. Yeah, I was... When they announced the Final Fantasy Tactics remake, I was like hoping that it was going to be a more substantial work than what it ended up being. It's kind of just like the pixel ports. It's not that
Yeah.
not that mind-blowing. It's unfortunate because I do want to replay it, but the original is very clunky, and they did not streamline a lot of things that made it clunky. So, oh well.
I mean, I guess conceptually, the Altus is the most interesting.
Hmm.
That's the one where you create clones of yourself that have all different personalities to help you in your, like, space base or whatever.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, at least.
Which also played by the same actor, too, who was not nominated for Best Voice Actor, which I think is robbed.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I understand why that category got kind of dominated. But yeah,
we're gonna talk about that one.
we'll get to that
Have
one soon
opinions.
enough. Yeah. The Wii Museum is amazingly fun. I'll take your word for it. I have not heard anything about it, I don't think, but
I have no idea what Tempest Rising is.
I don't know.
I've never even heard of it.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that.
Yeah, I mean, the 2-point games are pretty popular from what I know. I played a little bit of 2-Point Hospital, which was more of a nostalgia thing because Theme Hospital was huge back when I was a kid.
Makes sense.
I don't know, man.
And I guess Jurassic World is also kind of in that space because it's basically Zoo Tycoon, but with Jurassic World.
Essentially, yeah.
Which is honestly a great concept. Like, I mean, who didn't watch Jurassic World and be like, how fun it would it be to run a dinosaur museum like that? Or dinosaur zoo.
Yeah.
It's a fun concept, but...
Yeah.
And then
I'm
Civ
gonna
7 is
vote
Civ
for
7.
2-Point Museum just because Carrick said it's amazingly fun.
Works for me. I don't have a strong opinion otherwise on this one,
Yeah.
so... Good with that. Best family game, okay.
Oh boy.
this-
Okay. Well,
I'm annoyed because I think this is the only category Bonanza has any chance of winning, but also it isn't a good fit for this category.
having played Bonanza, I think it actually does have a shot at winning Game of the Year. I kid you not.
Really. I mean,
don't-
I also played
don't
it. I
think
also loved
will,
it.
But
But
yeah,
I don't think it has any chance, but we'll get to Game of the Year when we get to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good family play game. I think it's very much a single-player solo experience, and that's not what I think of when I think of family play.
Yeah. Lego Party, I've heard, is way better than any Mario Kart in recent years. At least from the enthusiasts, I've heard this is the one.
Yeah, I've been meaning to look into it. It sounds like it's a lot of fun from what I've heard of people who played it. I just haven't looked into it much. But like Voyagers, I have not heard anything about that one either.
That one's more of a like linear co-op puzzle experience. I would put it in the same category as Split Fiction. Which, okay, I have to get sentimental here for a moment, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got married this year, like for real. And Split Fiction is a game that we've played shortly after our marriage. So that does kind of hold a lot of sentimental value to me in this category, because I did play it with my new family, so to speak.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think that's personally what I'm voting for in Best Family.
Understand.
But I would absolutely say that something like Lego Party or Mario Kart Racing works better as a family game, right?
Yeah.
Because when you think family, you think like, oh, the whole family sits together to play something.
Yeah. Yeah, like, for me, when I think of best family games, I'm thinking back to when I was in middle school, and I was the oldest of 5 kids with one GameCube with 4 controllers. So, it was kind of just whatever game would allow the most number of people to play and still have a good time.
Exactly.
It was very much what the best family game meant in my head at that time, and that's usually what I think back to. And for that, something like Lego Party probably, but I haven't played it, so I can't rate it comparatively. Mario Kart World is perfectly fine for that, too. I think...
Oh, yeah.
It does have that thing where it punishes you for being ahead of the curve, which sucks. But I think that's actually a point in its favor as far as family party games are concerned, because it evens the playing field against the better siblings.
Yeah, that definitely, in the best family category, it's a much better fit than in the best racing category.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I would say the same for Smash, right? Smash wouldn't be best fighting game, but it would be part of the family games.
One of the best party games, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think objectively, Lego Party is gonna win this one. But that's just me.
Yeah. Not knowing enough about it, I can't really vote for it when I have played some of the other games, but I would not at all be disappointed if it does win. I hope it's that good. Mario Kart is a perfectly cromulent family game. Precisely, Carrie.
I love the word cromulent.
It's a great word.
One of the words.
One of the words of all time.
Yep.
I'm gonna vote Mario Kart World for this one, but totally not
perfectly understandable.
Gonna fight over that one. Best fighting game? I have no opinions on this one.
I have no stakes in this one either. Just a 2x KO because they brought in a completely new fighting game that people are crazy over. So that alone counts for a lot, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
As much as I love the Fatal Fury franchise, fuck Fatal Fury, fuck Saudi Arabia.
And then we got Capcom Fighting Collection, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. We got a lot of ports of past games and remasters.
Yeah, how are the collections in there? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's no singular game.
So I guess 2X KO by default, because it's the only one that's not a remaster or port.
That's how I feel, yeah. Plus, it does look sick. Like, I'm too old to learn a fighting game at this point, but here's the thing. Everything League of Legends that's not League of Legends continues to be amazing.
Exactly. Exactly. I appreciate that they're branching out so much, too. It's fun.
Yeah. I still want a Ruined King follow-up at some point, because that is, like, still one of my top RPGs of all time.
Yeah. It's a shame that they don't seem to think it did well.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe things have shifted a bit. We'll see.
I don't know. We definitely had a lot of RPGs to sell people on RPGs again.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I didn't even mean for that to be a segue, but it was. Amazing.
It was the perfect segue.
I forgot about this this year.
Here.
Oh, this is a stacked category.
I feel like one of these things is not like the others.
Oh, really?
I don't think Monster Hunter is an RPG.
Hmm.
Hear me out,
Okay. Okay. Sell me on this.
You know what you can do in all of these games that you can't do in Monster Hunter?
What would
You
that
don't
be?
have a traditional leveling system.
True.
In Monster Hunter, you acquire gear and you make better gear, and that's how you progress.
I think that's
Which
still
is-
RPG progression, though.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, think of
But it
MMO. You
reminds
stop
me
leveling
more
in the end game of an MMO, and it's just gear progression.
I was actually gonna say it reminds me more of an MMO than a traditional RPG, and I don't know if we would. Actually, no, they say so, including massively multiplayer experiences. Damn, they
I
knew
think
I
it's,
was gonna say this.
I think it's still alternate RPG progression. Like, Stellar Blade also does the same thing.
That's fair. Yeah,
It doesn't actually have a leveling system where leveling increases your health and damage and other
it's
stats.
so much of an action game, though.
But it is an RPG. I mean,
It is.
I would never call it not
At the
an
end
RPG.
of the day, it is.
So I think I agree that Monster Hunter is the least traditional RPG on this list,
Yes, but that shouldn't disqualify it. You're right. You're
but I
right.
think it still qualifies for the category. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
just the only one you played. You don't intend on getting into the others. Understandable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've only played Expedition 33 on this list. I've looked a lot into Kingdom Come Deliverance. I watched people stream it. I played Outer Worlds 1. I don't really feel compelled to play the second one.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of why I'm at with the Outer Worlds. Is I have already played enough of the first one that I kind of know how to judge Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed just from looking at them.
Mhm.
I will say I have played a bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance too. And
Yeah?
as much as I will say this now, actually, before I say it at any other point in this,
Okay.
Clay Obscure Expedition 33 is my personal game of the year.
Oh, absolutely. Same. No contest.
I would still say that Kingdom Come 2 is the better RPG.
I can see that, yeah.
It is what you want from a role-playing game. It has all the trappings of what RPG traditionally meant.
Mhm.
So I think I would actually not be surprised if it won the category, but also Clay Obscure is here.
Play Obscure is going to sweep, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I do think, well, maybe Game of the Year, I do agree that is probably not the best RPG on this list. Deliverance 2 was
Yeah.
this year, yeah. It was earlier
Yeah, that
this
was
year.
February, I think.
Yeah. There's so much nifty player interaction, yeah. Like, for having a preset protagonist, Kingdom Come Deliverance gives you so much flexibility in who your Henry is and how they interact with the world, and that is really cool to me.
It's incredibly immersive. I keep saying this every time I talk about the game, but it feels like they somehow translated the LARPing experience into a real RPG.
That actually, yeah, I never put that into words before, but yeah, it feels like an RPG about LARPing fantasy more than
Yeah,
like fantasy as a genre.
it's incredible in that regard. They did a great job, massively better than the first game to any degree.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would actually vote for Kingdom Come in this one, as much as I love Clay Obscure.
Mhm.
It's just that the RPG aspect was the weakest part of it for me.
Yeah, makes sense. No, I agree. I read it Avowed, and the only reason you knew Outer Worlds 2 was out is because a friend thought it was Outer Wilds 2. Saying, yeah. It's been very funny seeing a new slate of people come to the Outer Wilds modding Discord wondering why their Outer Worlds mods aren't working.
They could have done the funniest thing this year.
I'm really glad they're not working on Outer Wilds 2. That would be incredibly disappointing, but
Are they actually working on anything? Do
they
we
are.
know?
They're still working on their sequel. I mean, it takes
Okay.
time to make a game, and
Yeah, obviously.
their funding
Especially
is
for a small
also
studio.
yeah, a small studio. They only scaled up to like 5 or 6 people, so it's gonna
Yeah,
take a
and
bit.
they did not make Hollow Knight money. With
They
that
did not make
game.
Hollow Knight money. They made enough to keep the lights on, but they would still
Yeah.
need outside funding, and Annapurna kind of imploded,
Oh yeah.
so there was all that.
Maybe Blumhouse can jump in.
We'll see.
We'll get a horror Outer Wilds game. Let's go.
There we go. But they're distinctly not making an Outer Wilds sequel, which I fully respect because the magic of Outer Wilds isn't the game itself, and we have the modding community if you just want more Outer Wilds.
Yeah.
You got me and other people making just additional Outer Wilds adventures.
I mean, what are you talking about? We definitely got a sequel to Outer Wilds this year. It's called Metroid Prime 4.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that is releasing late enough that it's not gonna be nominated for anything.
Yeah, probably not next year either because people are gonna have forgotten.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, unlucky.
Yeah.
We'll see. But yeah, I'll absolutely vote for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 as the best RPG on this list.
Hell yeah.
Fully down for that. It's not a kind of game that
go,
I
you're
would
up.
enjoy playing, but I really enjoy watching other people play it.
Yeah.
I'm just not. It's a little bit too slow for me. While also being difficult. I don't like that combination personally because
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
old and tired. All right, best action adventure game. That's another category that is always really divisive.
Yes. This is the one I always have the most to say about, I feel.
hmm
But I will let you go first if you prefer before I go off on a 2-hour rant.
I'm looking forward to it. And a lot of these are also Game of the Year contenders, and I think that's just because this
Yeah.
genre tends to be overrepresented as Game of the Year submissions. So I'm sure we'll get more into them as overall game merits when we get to that point. But I don't know. Silksong's interesting. The rest of the games seem pretty competent. I don't have really strong opinions on them, honestly.
I think that is my issue with the category this year. I have not actually played any of these except for Split Fiction.
hmm
And I wouldn't even call Split Fiction an action adventure. Like, to me, action adventure means like a game focused on exploration and a linear narrative with branching paths potentially, right?
Mhm.
Like, actually, what is the definition of a Metroidvania that I saw on Reddit? It's like guided non-linearity, right?
Yeah.
That's what an action adventure is to me. It's guided non-linearity. Like Ocarina of Time is like the action adventure when I think action adventure. You have real-time combat with a bit of exploration and puzzle solving. It says it right there, right? Like, yeah, all these games qualify technically. Split Fiction really doesn't.
Mhm.
It's like an on-rails experience. I don't know what this is doing here.
No such traversal and puzzle solving,
Yeah.
but true. It is probably not as much of a regular action adventure game.
I
Sure.
would have probably put Silent Hill F here instead.
Hmm.
Because that is, out of everything that came out this year, probably the most traditional action adventure in that sense.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But a lot of people just never think of horror games as something like an action adventure. They think of it as a horror game.
Yeah, that kind of overrides it even if the gameplay is action adventure.
Yeah. And the other thing that makes me sad about this category is what happened to Zelda Dungeons?
They died in, 2006?
Yeah, I guess so. Actually, they died when Breath of the Wild came out. When even Zelda won't do them anymore, who else is?
Mhm.
Metroid Prime, apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah, like Metroidvania is really the other closest thing we have to that, so Silksong is like the closest to that, what I'm looking for in an action adventure.
Makes sense.
Ghost of Yotei, probably too much like Assassin's Creed for me, which I also don't really consider like great in that sense.
hmm
I still have no idea what kind of game Death Stranding is, to be honest.
It's a Strand type game.
Yeah, it's a Strand-like.
hmm
It's a Kojima-like.
It's a Kojima game. Yeah.
Yeah. And Indiana Jones, honestly, from everything I've seen of that game, is probably the most traditional contender in this category.
hmm
Basically, like first-person Tomb Raider.
Delivery simulator,
Delivery
exactly.
Simulator. Hi, Kitsu.
It's the Amazon delivery driver experience.
I would probably really enjoy that if I had the time to play it.
hmm Like, all these games are probably a good time.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Silksong, depending on who you are.
Yeah. As much as Split Fiction is in my top 5 this year, I would still not vote for it here because I feel like it's just out of place.
Mm-hmm.
And I still haven't played Silksong. I want to save it for stream because I streamed all of Hollow Knight, so I kind of want to stream all of Silksong.
Makes sense.
Skong.
Yeah.
So that people can tell me when I fight Hornet that I can break the spike traps. Right?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun to stream and watch people backseat game you.
Exactly.
I have opinions on Silksong. Granted, like, I'm biased because it's not my kind of game to begin with, but like...
Fair. I can't wait to get into it.
I thought I had the narrative for Silksong pegged in advance, and I was wrong. Because it has been in development since forever, right? And most people expect that when a game has been in development for years that there's going to be a ton of content. And I was like, well, it's a small studio of, like, still only 3 or 4 core developers. Like, there's no way that it's going to have enough content to satisfy people. And then the game comes out, and almost none of the complaints I'm seeing are, there's not enough content. Which is not at all what I expected. I fully expected that to be the narrative around the game. And instead, the narrative is about how the game is too difficult. Which I fully actually get, and they're right, but I find it very entertaining.
That is a whole other conversation to have in that whole regard, right? Like, what the expectation is after all the time. I still remember when I streamed Control, we had that exact talk about Silksong and what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very pessimistic. I was like, once it comes out, people are just gonna be over it. Like, no one's gonna be excited anymore about it by the time it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna really talk about it because it's just gonna be Hollow Knight all over again. It's gonna be too samey. I was wrong as well.
Exactly. Like that.
And I'm having not played it yet. I will say that I like what they did with it from what I've heard about it. I do personally think that they should have accounted for this being people's first entry in the series, though.
Mm.
And maybe not assume you've played Hollow Knight before.
Yeah. I think even more than that.
That's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Because that's definitely what seems to be the thing. Like, I feel like they very much designed it as, here's another Hollow Knight DLC. And then eventually that becomes its own game, right? But they never really got out of that mindset of, this is a continuation of what was already, like, the most challenging content in Hollow Knight.
Yes.
Like, because there's a lot of people that have played the base game of Hollow Knight and had a lot of fun with it, but they never really got into, like, all the DLC content because it was a lot more difficult, a lot more grindy. It was designed to be a challenge for people who are already good at Hollow Knight. And this kind of starts at that level and then continues to ramp it up. Which is crazy.
Which is crazy to me. Especially when you consider that a lot of people that have played Hollow Knight haven't played it in 10 years.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And the people that have played it more recently have to readjust to the new gameplay.
Mm-hmm. They were trying to make a challenging experience for their playtesters who have been playing nothing but Hollow Knight nonstop for years. And that was their starting point.
That's the problem, right? When you're developing a game for that long, you kind of lose sight of what you kind of stop thinking out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's where a publisher would be handy to stop you before you go too crazy.
Yeah, and to bring in outside testers who haven't played as much Hollow Knight, but yeah, so like everyone's bouncing hard off the start of this game because it starts out too difficult. You need to fix that. That's the kind of thing that a publisher or an outside product person is supposed to come in and point out. But they're such a small studio, they don't even have any of that infrastructure. It's just a couple of guys into Discord.
Exactly, yeah, which honestly is respectable. Like, on the other hand of this whole conversation, I'm glad that they didn't have that kind of control.
Absolutely.
I'm glad they were able to go crazy with it, otherwise we wouldn't have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It would be overproduced like a lot of Nintendo games are these days.
Mm-hmm. And this has been a great decision for their financials, because Silksong still sold a bajillion copies. And
absolutely.
they're still not going to scale
the
up.
Next game for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can just keep doing this as long as they want, pretty much.
Neither would I. If I had a tight-knit team of 4 people that are able to make a game together, why would I upscale? It's working.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hawk, when are we making a game together?
Whenever you want.
We just need 2 more people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find an artist and a designer. Or a
And there we
content
go,
creator.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm always down. Basically, I'm willing to work with anyone on any project. I just can't be the project manager. Because I am not
That's
good at
fine, I'll
self-direction.
do that.
So that's why I don't like go around, hey, we should go make a game together. We should go make a game together. Because I used to do that. And then just could not drive everything myself. It was too much. So
Well,
like, I'm always
I
down to
studied
help out.
project management for 5 years, so I got it. I got it covered.
So there you go. If you ever want to start a project, just hit me up. I will say yes.
Hell yeah.
And I will fit it into my
We'll
schedule.
definitely make something work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just a little passion project, even if it's something small.
Exactly.
Something we can put on like itch.io or something.
Yeah. Like a game jam style project.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
nice and small. But you can ship it. And then you're a published game author.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At that point, it's just whatever happens to it happens.
Exactly. I'm a big fan of getting practice in a game development because it's a skill, and the best way to acquire a skill is to practice at it.
Exactly. Plus, I know for a fact that we both have a lot of ideas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best action adventure.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe Indiana
personally-
Jones is what I'm leaning towards.
I feel bad voting for games that I haven't played, but I kind of want to see Indiana Jones win. As weird as it sounds, because it's a licensed game, but like Machine Games does do good stuff.
Yeah, this is a very well-made game.
Yeah.
You know, pretty decent sound designer. Nice.
And again, the only reason I'm not voting for Split Fiction is because I don't think it belongs in this category.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Definitely when I think action adventure, I think kind of these big tentpole exploration combat games like Indiana Jones or Ghost of Yotai.
Yeah.
So definitely Indiana Jones feels like the most action adventure of this list for me.
Absolutely.
And it's all made, and I'm not going to be voting for it for any of the other categories, so I'll call it good there. Best action game, which is just combat.
The
Without
same
the exploration
thing
stuff.
minus the adventure part, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, last year, I don't know if you remember, but I had a big problem with this category because Wukong and Stellar Blade were in it, and those are more action adventures to me.
Absolutely.
This time it seems like they are mostly action games.
Yeah.
I could argue that Shinobi is a bit more on the exploratory side, but at its core, it's still mostly an action combat game.
Yeah. Split Fiction is an adventure game rather than action adventure. And not an RPG.
I'd say it's a platformer.
Yeah. It's a...
Like, honestly, to me personally, it feels more like an action platformer than any other genre.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Puzzle platformer,
Puzzle
yeah,
platformer, yeah.
essentially. Like,
Yeah.
I would put it more alongside something like Crash Bandicoot than, like, Zelda, right?
Yeah. It's not really a combat action game. And it's not an open world exploration game. Or even a
Yeah.
less linear adventure game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a platformer category, otherwise it would probably be in there.
Makes sense.
That's true.
Yeah, I think the
well-
only ones here that I've seen much of are Hades 2 and Doom.
Well, I can say that I haven't played Hades 2 since it came out. I played a shit ton of Hades 2 when it was in early access, so that
counts.
game, even early access, felt perfect. So that's where my vote goes, because Hades 2 is still a stellar game.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree. It's very
Shinobi's
well
also very
designed.
fun now.
Very good art, very good writing, very good design. I had issues with Hades 1's kind of roguelike elements, and I feel like Hades 2 kind of streamlined those a fair bit. A lot fewer trap
absolutely.
options and weird builds, so
Overall
improvement.
Not even.
in most ways.
There's actually a point of contention I have with that aspect of Hades 2, I will admit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the game throws you a few too many crumbs too frequently. Like, the more you play Hades 2, the more you realize that no matter what you do, whether you succeed or not, it always throws something new for you for, like, a dopamine kick. And it becomes exhausting after a while, where you can't really stop playing the game because there's always something else thrown at you. You'll never really find a good stopping point.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, too hard to keep the player in the gameplay loop.
Exactly, yeah. We had that conversation before about like the system of bonfires and Souls-likes, right? Where they give you a moment of respite.
And as a
feel like
potential stopping
Hades-
point. Yeah.
Hades 2 never really has that moment of respite for me, even when you die and you respawn at camp. It still has so many things to throw at you that it feels like you're not really ever stopping a run.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
See, when you end a run, it's okay, well, now you have all this stuff available for the next run.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
really stop here and come back later.
Like, here's 10 more story dialogues.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. But that's me personally.
hmm
It's still better Hades. It's more Hades. No one will complain about more Hades, right?
Which is already a fantastic game, so
Yeah.
go to that. Doom is pretty fun. I know some of the fans aren't a big fan of it, but I think the combat is still super tight. That's all that Doom really needs to do. Is have tight
Yeah.
combat.
True. I was certainly interested in this one. I haven't gotten around to playing it, but as far as like first-person shooters go, I feel like Doom is still the one that stands out the most. For being
Yeah.
such an old franchise, no less.
They very much reinvented it. Tight combat and great soundtrack, yeah. Exactly.
I can actually say the same about Shinobi from what I've played. I've only really played the demo, but I did enjoy it enough that I am saving it for stream specifically. So there's that.
Nice. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I like 2D action Metroidvania games. What can I say?
What? You do? You haven't played
Yeah.
any of those before.
It's crazy. Although it is interesting because Shinobi, once again, is not really a Metroidvania, but all the levels have a Metroidvania structure, so they're like multiple mini Metroidvanias.
Nice.
And I am a big fan of that.
They take inspiration in level design without actually having that kind of progression system.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Dark Souls 1 and Zelda. It's like taking a lot of inspiration from the level design, even though we're not actually taking on the trappings of that progression system.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why people will never shut up about Metroidvanias, is because it's just clean, good, traditional game design.
A very good foundation.
Yeah.
I see what you guys are saying about platformers. Yeah, it's like, it is one of the oldest game genres, but for a long time there, we were not getting any good platformers. Feels like it's more the exception than the rule. So I get why it's not a dedicated category. But maybe it could be
Yeah.
now. We're definitely getting a lot more than we used to. A lot of games that incorporate platforming elements into their regular gameplay loop.
Yeah, I guess Astrobot is like the closest thing we got to like a pure platformer last year.
And then like Bonanza is kind of a platformer. A lot of the open world RPGs have like platforming elements. Like Clay Obscura isn't a platformer, but it does have some jumping puzzle style things, and it's got a lot of
That's true.
exploration elements for being a game that is not at all about those things. It still
Clay
incorporates elements
Obscure
of
is
it.
an only up like.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
We love the beaches.
The beach runs, yep.
Which of
Me
Metroid
too, too.
Yeah, Metroidvanias are great. It's just a really, really good gameplay, core gameplay design to build everything off of.
Yeah.
Such a good
See,
design
Carrick
pattern.
plays Hades 2 the right way. I can't do that. Like, you put a carrot in front of my face, I have to bite it. I can't save it for later.
Makes
That's
sense.
the problem. That, like, that is absolutely a personal criticism with the way I play games, and that it just doesn't work for me specifically.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think that's why I have trouble playing mobile games as well, is because they just keep going.
Yeah, it's an endless amount of content. It feels like
Yeah.
not in practice, but in the way they try to present it.
It's why I kind of miss traditional save rooms in games, because that gives me an excuse to like go in there and shut the game down.
Yeah, no, it's
Oftentimes I won't even notice if a game saves anymore.
yeah, no, that you see, there's a little spinning icon off in the corner for half a millisecond, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
That's all you know. Yeah, like a Stellar Blade is really annoying because there's no manual way to save, but it won't save when you quit. So you have to like go fiddle with the menu until an autosave triggers to make sure that you've fully caught up before you quit the game. Just kind of awkward.
For me, it mostly always works if I sit down in a chair. That's like my personal save room.
Yeah, interacting with a
But yeah,
fast
it's a bit
travel point
wonky in that regard.
or sitting down in the chair always works, but it's funny. It's like we're so far divorced from the days when a save room was an actual intentional part of the design as a stopping point or off ramp. It's like, oh, there's a
You
boss
will
fight
love
coming up.
Metroid Prime 4.
Here's the save room right before the boss fight. Okay, I'm not ready to do this today. Let me come back tomorrow, save here, and quit.
Oh,
Whereas,
I'm
like-
currently a big fan of any game that lets you save before boss fight.
There's like, like Dark Souls, like, oh, I found a new boss in Dark Souls. Well, I guess we're doing this now
Yeah.
because I can't afford to walk back here again later.
Well, from what I hear, that's one of the big criticisms in Silk Song, right? Is the boss runs, like running back to the boss after you die.
Yeah. Some of
I'm
them are
getting really tired of that in games nowadays.
most of them are
Just let me
fine,
save
but there's a
before the
few
boss.
that people get really upset about because they're particularly egregious.
Yeah.
Silent Hill F, is that you? Horror games, I'll admit, are allowed to break the rules a little bit on that one because they're intentionally denying you safety as part of a psychological thing.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Silent Hill F goes the complete other direction, though, where they will make it absolutely clear that you're about to fight a boss. You get a confined room with like 3 first aid kits and a save station.
It's a very traditional
That's how you know.
pre-boss
Yeah.
fight room.
Silent Hill F is probably the most relaxing horror game that I've ever experienced because it just keeps giving you things.
It definitely seems very much not a traditional horror game in a lot of ways.
Oh, I definitely have my opinions on it, but we'll get into that when we have it in a category.
Alrighty. Boss runs are frustrating because there's little no warning that you're walking to a boss fight. A mechanic once in a while, but don't force it every dang time. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Kind of like Elden
Yeah,
Ring
let's
and
bring, like,
wind-up
save rooms.
attacks. It's like we found a way to frustrate the player in an interesting way, and now we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Anyway, best action category. That's it. Best VR and AR. I unfortunately have not done any VR stuff this year.
You know what? I'm actually gonna vote for specifically the Midnight Walk here, even though I haven't played it.
All right.
Mostly because that's already a great game not in VR. And because the developer did fuck, what was it called? I played it on stream. I really liked it. It had like this Tim Burton-esque aesthetic. Lost in Random.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dice throwing action adventure RPG.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. So just from that alone, I think, because I don't care about VR, that's what I'm gonna vote for.
Makes sense. Yeah, do you think Midnight Walk would have been a good VR experience for what you've seen of it?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. And sure, I'll throw it that way. I haven't heard much about these. I heard that Alien was interesting, but it was like not worth the price. And that's about all
do
I've heard of any of
think-
these.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that the Deadpool one came out. I just remember that being like shown off at the last Game Awards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Meh.
Meh.
It is interesting though that the Midnight Walk kind of came into being as like this. I'm pretty sure it's a roguelike horror game, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But it came uh well, it didn't come out then, but right after Lost in Random came out, there was like a big discussion in like the indie space that if you're not making a roguelike indie game, you're basically throwing away money.
Yeah.
And then the next thing that the Lost in Random devs released was a roguelike mode for Lost in Random.
Yep. So yeah, it's
So,
a good way to pad out your content as an indie dev.
yeah, it's a solid strategy. Like, nowadays, if you get a big streamer or YouTuber to play your game, you
Mhm.
get a lot of publicity, especially when you're an indie game, it's free advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And with Northern Lion existing, all you have to do is make a roguelike game and he'll check it out.
Mm-hmm. True.
And you get the massive amounts of eyes on it.
There you go.
Just because you're a roguelike game and he plays every roguelike game to the point that he even played Uma Musume.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Roguelike's good. Is that not a category at this one? I don't remember.
It is not, weirdly. Yeah.
Oh, it could be.
Probably should be at some point.
Yeah.
The other problem is I've seen people conflating now the terms Metroidvania and roguelike where they think they're synonymous.
Really?
Yeah,
Those are very
I
much
caught it
not
in
the
the wild.
same.
Nope.
Not at all. In some ways, they're
It's
antithetical.
upsetting.
Traditional roguelikes are.
Yeah.
Because mechanic-based progression is not a thing that roguelikes generally do.
You can melt the two genres,
Hmm?
but confusing them for each other is wild.
That is wild. I've never heard of anyone doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really want to
Alright,
get back
next
into VR.
category.
My index has just been sitting in a box since I moved earlier this year.
I still haven't even tried it ever. There was like one instance where I played Beat Saber on PlayStation VR,
Hmm.
and that's probably the only thing I would ever play VR for, is just have a Beat Saber machine.
Makes sense. That is what most people use their VR setup for.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, Prince of Persia the Rogue. That is a good game from what I've seen. Kids have played a little bit of it. They just turned Prince of Persia into a roguelike and it kinda works.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Alright, best mobile game. I mean, all these suck in different ways.
Yeah, yeah. I've played two of these. I've played a bit of Uma Musume. It was really addicting at first, but then the more I played, the more I was like, what am I doing this for?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got
And-
good Skitterbox dopamine machine stuff built into it. It's very addicting,
Essentially.
but there's not a lot of
Mhm.
actual substance to it when you get down to it.
Yeah, it's basically like a stat manager that you can play on repeats.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And unfortunately, there's so much RNG involved that it just frustrates me after some time.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, even if I try to manipulate the RNG to like the best I can, it's still just like a minuscule chance to get the kinds of stats you want. It's weird.
Yeah.
Not my kind of thing at the end of the day. I still have a favorite horse like everyone else does, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely designed for grinding,
Yeah.
as a lot of mobile games
Uh,
are. I
The
do.
Phantom Axe is the other one I played.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say still?
I was gonna say with Umusumi, I just do find it really funny as a cultural phenomenon, because like horse betting is traditionally like seen as like an old person thing here,
Oh
like
yeah.
Kentucky Derby and stuff. Like, oh yeah, everyone has like a grandparent or uncle that does go out and like do horse race betting, and it's like an old person hobby here, at least in the regions where I grew up. So now to have a lot of like young people playing a mobile game and obsessing over all these horses, it's a very funny juxtaposition to me. So
I mean, here's the thing: if
find it
this was
amusing.
about horse betting, it wouldn't be as popular.
Yeah, true. So they're using all these terms that I've only ever heard old people use.
Yeah.
Very funny stuff. Wuthering Waves is actually pretty decent, apparently.
Is that Genshin-like?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm a tired hog.
Understandable.
The MiHoYo-like games are so exhausting to me now. Like, I've played Zenless for a year, and it's so hard to keep up after a while.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. Especially with how quickly they crank out characters, I'm just like, they lose a bit of their, like, uniqueness if you make, like, 100 characters.
Yeah, eventually just becomes
Just
a
slop,
lot.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying Zenless, but I will certainly not defend it being a good game.
Yeah, it had potential, but they just completely overworked that entire team.
Mostly I just
I
like
think
the
that was the
aesthetic
big
of
issue
it.
there.
Because, like,
Yeah.
Wuthering Waves is fantasy, Genshin is fantasy, Star Rail is very linear and small in scope. Like, I really like that kind of urban, near-future fantasy that Zenless has got going on, and at least
Same.
it continues to deliver on that front, which I appreciate.
Zenless feels like a lo-fi track come to life.
Yeah,
I
that,
like it put on.
I really like all the mixture of retro technology with futuristic stuff. Like the fact that they're running a blockbuster, essentially,
Yeah.
is really entertaining. Sonic Rumble is apparently incredibly predatory.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know why that's on here.
Yeah.
I've not heard a single good thing about it.
The gameplay is incredibly simplistic, and everything costs $1 billion.
Yeah. At least with Destiny, I've heard that Destiny players at least have a Destiny to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
But
keep
Sonic Rumble
forgetting
feels
that's
like
the
it was
thing.
made for no one.
Yeah. Well, it was made because Sega needs money.
Yeah, then give
'Cause
us a new Hatsune Miku thing.
They always need money. And Sonic sells, for better or worse. I keep forgetting that Destiny Rising is the thing. It's very much in that genre of, okay, we got a popular IP, NetEase, go make a mobile game for the overseas
Which
audiences.
means it's probably going to be gone in 2 years because it's NetEase.
Exactly. It's not designed to be a long-term serious game. It's meant to be a cash grab in India and
Yeah.
China. Persona 5 Phantom X, is a game that exists for sure. I was
So-
really curious because I love Persona 5, but
I've played a little bit of it. I've played like maybe 3 hours of it.
Mhm.
Enough to get the gist of it. It is a solid visual novel set in the Persona 5 storyline.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Great character designs. It kinda does have the spirit of what Persona is.
Mhm.
The game aspect is not much to
Yeah.
talk about.
That's pretty much
Like,
what it seemed like.
Yeah, it's very superficial. Like, you collect the characters you want, you build a good team, and then you just enjoy the story.
Mhm,
If you
mhm.
go into this just wanting to enjoy the story, you can absolutely do that and be fine. Like, it is, at the end of the day, a Persona 5 story.
Yeah. And it's something I've appreciated.
serviceable.
Yeah. That's something I've appreciated about all their spin-offs, actually, is I feel like a lot of the Persona 5 spin-off games have felt like a regular Persona 5 story just with different gameplay. Which I
Yeah.
appreciated. Like, even like Persona 5 Tactica and Strikers felt very much like, oh, I'm just playing another Persona 5 adventure with the Persona 5 people. Which is kind of cool.
Essentially.
But then the
And I
actual
do like
gameplay
the
would
new
be
characters.
pretty meh.
They're very charming.
Nice. But,
At,
yeah. It's a
yeah,
gotcha.
at this point, I'll probably just keep playing it for, like... At this point, I'll probably just keep playing it so I can pull for Yukari when she comes out next year. On the global release. That's it. Just Yukari from Persona 3, please. Thank
Nice.
you.
Based.
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload was really good. Really enjoyed that.
The roguelike aspect is exhausting.
True. You roboted there for a second. Let's see. Not on my end. Try switching VCs. Alright, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now
I should be back now.
Now you're good, yeah.
Yeah, my internet disconnected there for a second.
All good. I'm glad that we haven't had more technical issues with the long distance call.
Yeah, I tried voting for Persona 5 and my internet was like, no, fuck that.
Fair enough. And revealing that he's the ghost in the machine live on stream, it's true.
Yep, always happen.
He is the ghost and he is in the machine.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not voting for Uma Musume is that just out of principle, roguelikes are not my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I voted for Hades 2 in the action category. But that one's different, because that one, you actually feel like you're going somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Sure, this is designed to just be repetitive and keep you in the gameplay loop without any broader progression, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really want to vote for any of these, but...
I mean, you don't have to.
That's true. I appreciate Wuthering Waves just as a Genshin competitor, because Hoyo needs competition.
Yeah.
That's my vote. It's not much better than Genshin, but it at least competes. Alright, best debut indie game, let's go! Probably one of the most controversial categories ever.
Wait, there's something missing. Hawk, can you tell me, where is Megabong?
Well, the dev had principles when half the other studios here did not, as far as nominations for this category.
Wait, Hawk, you're telling me that the developer of Megabonk has made other games under different studio before? Wow, that's just like Ad Hoc Studio with Dispatch, or Sandfall Interactive with Clair Obscure.
Yep.
That is crazy.
It's a new studio made up of largely industry veterans who have worked in other games. Wait a minute.
They do specify created by a new independent studio.
Which is funny because even a lot of like the film industry does this, where every single film has it's a brand new production company, and then files for bankruptcy at the end of production. Because you can just make a company whenever you want and have it take on as much debt as you want, and then just drop it.
Yep.
And some game studios do the same thing. It's like, oh, well, we made this one game, but then some of us didn't really want to go make another game, and we found some new friends, so we're rebranding. We're a new studio now.
This is absolutely all on the fucking Game Awards team fucking up. Like, I'm with you, Hazu. Full respect to Danadev. Sorry, I mean Vedinad. Yeah, like there should have been other games on this list. Like,
honestly, this is just a dumb category. I agree with best indie game, even though it is going to be an endless debate. But best debut indie game is just such an arbitrary distinction that really doesn't need to be a thing.
To be fair, Despelota and Blueprints are as debut as it can be.
That's true.
Like,
Blueprints is, yeah.
Yeah, they're completely new game developers that have been working on these games as passion projects in their free time. This is what the, like, emphasis of an indie game should be to begin with. Like, personally, I loved Blueprints. Like, I loved 80% of Blueprints. So that's my vote for this one for sure, because I feel like Dispatch and Clair Obscure shouldn't really qualify for this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of indie games that have been snubbed for this, and we'll get to them, actually.
Very soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of debate here on best indie game, but best debut indie game, I don't think Clair Obscure or Dispatch should count. And I have not played this one. So, Blueprints. Yeah, that's still on my list. I've been meaning to play it all year, basically, and I still haven't gotten around to it. but hopefully soon. Now that I've wrapped up Star Fox.
Hopefully soon. It's definitely one of the better games in that style.
Mm-hmm.
My only complaint with it is just that the like isolated puzzles themselves are a bit hit or miss.
Mm-hmm. As it had
There's
to be
some
with
that have
kind
no
of game.
concrete answer. That's like trial and error, and I'm not a fan of that.
Makes sense. And
Yeah.
not the tightest puzzles. And then I've heard that trying to get to the ending can involve a lot of tedium due to the RNG.
Yes. But it is fun to find out how you can manipulate that RNG, in my
Mhm.
opinion. So to me, that wasn't as much of a problem. It does become a problem when you're running out of things to do and you're only missing one thing and you need to like rely on RNG to get there. That's the bigger problem.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's fine when you have a lot of stuff you haven't done yet, but then once that starts running out,
yeah.
yeah, Columbus.
Yeah, and the language issue. Yeah, the game hasn't been localized for anything other than English, so there's a lot of language-specific puzzles that haven't worked. They had to change how some of the dates work because they did it with the American dating system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you like try to type in a specific date with the European system, it won't give you. It won't let you succeed in the puzzle because you put it in wrong.
Right. Yeah, I got the impression it's very much like escape room puzzles, which tend to be very culturally specific.
Something like that, yeah.
Lots of stuff like that, where it's date formats
Right.
and numbering systems, language puns. All right, best independent game. Here we go. Here's the great debate.
Okay. We haven't gone into the Game of the Year category yet.
Yeah.
But 3 of these games are in the Game of the Year category.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're in one, you shouldn't be in the other so that other games have more space to shine.
Yeah. And that is unfortunately not how the Game Awards are set up. They will fully allow one game to sweep half the categories.
Yeah. Win the best game category, and it happens to be one. Shouldn't it by definition also win best game?
Okay, you're breaking up really bad. Sorry.
Oh no, they're trying to silence me again.
They are. And we don't want to hear your opinions. No. Apparently.
No.
As soon as I
Am I
say that,
back?
you sound fine
Seems like
again.
I'm back.
So I don't know what's up.
Okay, cool. No, I was mostly just saying that, like, take last year, for example, right? The only indie game that was in Game of the Year was Balatro.
Oh, right, yeah.
I feel like that alone, like, solidified that it was gonna win Best Indie Game, because otherwise it wouldn't be on Best Game.
Mm-hmm.
And it did.
Makes sense, yeah. You got that dynamic.
Yeah, so Clay Obscure, Hades 2, and Silk Song are the 3 games that are on both here and the Best Game category.
Mhm.
So I feel like that already disqualifies Absalom, Ball Pit, and Blueprints from winning here.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. That really just highlights a problem with this voting system.
Mm-hmm. Just the Game Awards, though. Yeah. It's a popularity contest
Yeah.
at the end of the day. It very much doesn't
It really
pretend to
is.
be anything else. Which is why we got audience voting.
I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like if Clay Obscure wins Game of the Year, then either Silk Song or Hades 2 are probably gonna win this category just so they can spread out the awards a bit.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It would be kind of an underwhelming show if they let Clair Obscura sweep the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think.
And at the end of the day, I think community votes only like 10% of total votes. The rest is industry.
Yeah, it's it's just to make people feel like they have a say in it.
Yeah, it's all rigged in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Fair
just very
enough.
unhappy with this category because what is an indie game these days?
What is an indie game? That's the great debate, right? Because, like,
Yeah.
we have a lot of soft meanings associated with that word, but there's no strict definition. It is just based on vibes. Because, like,
Yeah.
sometimes we use it to mean low budget. Because, like, something like Dave the Diver is a low budget game made with a small team, but it is fully made by a AAA studio.
Yes. Oh, but it's pixelated. It has to be an indie game.
It's an indie style game, and it's indie production values, but it is absolutely not independent in the creative sense. Because you also use
then you
indie
have
to
Clay
mean,
Obscure.
as in not have its creative decisions dictated by publisher. But there's also, you know, Clair Obscure, you can see right here, is published by Kepler Interactive. It is by definition not outside the traditional publisher system because it has a publisher who did bankroll the game. Same with Devolver Digital. Devolver Digital is very much a traditional publisher at this point.
Yeah.
I would argue. Kind of. Not that, but it is an indie game because we do consider low budget, small teams with a lot of creative freedom to be indie as well. Those are like different competing meetings for this. So like, it's just a really hard category because we have multiple different meanings that we're all conflating.
I'm afraid. See, here's the thing that we need to consider here. A lot of these nominees are picked out by people that aren't even in the games industry, not even the game journalism industry, but just the entertainment industry. So a lot of people are just going to vote these based on, oh, I haven't heard of these, they have to be indie.
Yeah, that's true. It is
That's
kind
a
of
sad
the,
reality.
here's all the games that aren't gonna win all the other categories for being popular.
Yeah.
Megamonk should have been in this category, absolutely.
That's a good point. Yeah, like if it wasn't best debut, then why not here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the difference? The
Like
whole
this-
system just seems fucked.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have any interest in unfucking it, but yeah.
No. At this point, I think I would be happier if they just didn't have an indie category and we just had separate indie awards entirely.
There you go. And I mean, at the rate we're going, I mean, we're seeing more indie games win in other categories that were
That
normally
is
dominated by
true.
AAA. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I would vote for here because I just don't like this category.
Mhm. Like,
All of
Baldur's
these
Gate
games
3
are
is
amazing.
independent, technically speaking.
Yeah.
But it's also got a AAA level budget.
And it's got a AAA license to it.
Because how much money they threw at it. Yeah. So it's like, it doesn't have a publisher. It is indie. But it is absolutely not indie budget, indie sized team. So it's...
Yeah.
What does indie mean at that point as a category?
Yeah.
It's arbitrary. Like,
So
Silksong,
technically,
absolutely
does that
indie.
mean-
In terms of...
Yeah, I was gonna say. Silksong and Hades 2 are the only true indie games here, aren't they? By definition?
Honestly, yeah. The only self-published games.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. A game made outside the traditional publisher system, and literally 4 out of the 6 games have a publisher listed. Admittedly, they're all
guess traditional
small
publisher to
publishers except for
them-
Devolver, but
I think at this point it just means, oh, they weren't published by EA or Ubisoft.
yeah. Or Activision, which is just
Yeah.
increasingly less of a thing.
Oh,
It used to be that
right,
almost
didn't-
every game was published by a AAA publisher, but now not at all the requirement.
Didn't Clay Obscure have like a really big Microsoft marketing push?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they had a deal, that's why they're on Game Pass day 1.
Yeah. I don't like I love a good developer story and Clay Obscure is incredible. But we really do need to stop like making shit up to make it stand out more.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was not a team of 30 people, by the way. I know that's a really
Yeah.
popular narrative, and we're going to talk more about Expedition 33 probably on its own merits. But as far as Expedition 33 as an indie game, it is not a 30-person game. It is not a small team. It is a mid-sized team. It is 100% AA. That they had 30 people in their office, yes, but most game studios do not have hundreds of people in the same office. It's 50 people in an office, and then like 7 other support studios would each have 50 people in their office. Like, no company actually has that many people sitting at desks in the same building. And Expedition 33 did a lot of outsourcing. If you look at the actual credits for the game, like 2/3 of the credits are outsourcing studios that did mostly the environments and some of the enemy designs. Like almost all the levels in Expedition 33 were concepted out by their internal team, but then built out and fleshed out by external contractors. And that's something that we don't talk about in games like this, but it was not just 30 people in a room.
Yeah. But that's not as exciting a story to tell, no, is it?
No, it isn't. We compare that to, Silksong. Silksong literally is 6 people in a room.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. Like, that is as indie as it gets in terms of development process and budget and team size. Like, you just can't argue that that's not indie. Same with Hades too. Hades is a larger team, but it is still very much small studio, self-publishing, doing all the work in-house for the most part.
Yep.
So as far as best independent game, it's got to be one of these two for me.
Yeah, I'd probably say Hades 2 for me personally again, because that's the one I played.
Understandable. Reason Skong took 6 years to develop and finish, exactly, because it was a tiny team doing it without scaling up, which I respect them immensely for, because the biggest cost in development is payroll, and it sucks because I want as many people working in the industry as possible, but like, I'd say that is the one thing that sets larger studios apart, is just how many people they have on payroll. Makes sense intuitively. So
at the end of the day, they released an incredibly polished game.
Without having to blow up their development budget by hiring a bunch of people that they then can't support later. Because you see that so many times where studios will have one successful game and then they'll go and hire 50 people, and suddenly they've got this huge head count and that they have to turn a profit on. Because every month you spend in development is another, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in salaries that you're not able to pay back. So you see a lot of indie and AA studios go completely under because they scale up too quickly and hire too many people. And it's just a very common issue. And Team Cherry's like, no, we have our people, we know what works. And if it takes us 6 years to make another game of that scope, we'll take 6 years. Because we'd rather do it all ourselves than scale up and risk failure that way. And I respect that. Supergiant Games, on the other hand, did scale up a fair bit from Hades 1.
Yes, yeah, that is absolutely apparent. I think that's why they had to go into early access, is because they needed some early cash flow.
Exactly. They need to keep paying people salaries.
Yeah.
And some mass layoffs, yeah, exactly. Had a lot of studios that overscaled.
Yeah, when games blew up during COVID, they all overextended.
Exactly. And I feel like it also leads to a lot of this epidemic of games releasing unfinished and not very well designed and fleshed out. Because normally you spend the past couple of months, or the last couple of months before release, polishing and optimizing games and stuff like that. But you can't do that when you have a huge team size, because you can't have people setting up a new project or transitioning, or especially you can't have them sitting around doing nothing while other members of the team are working on optimization.
Yeah.
Like in a AAA studio, you've got a ton of environment artists that are not really all that useful for the final optimization push. And you can't just have them sitting there doing nothing. So what AAA studios will do is they will just release as quickly as they humanly can and not give as much time for optimization, because they need those people immediately working on the DLCs or whatever. And it's just a whole mess.
Yeah.
They're constantly on a treadmill with no room for breaks. And that's just a consequence of having so many people on payroll. You got that recurring monthly expense that's so dramatic that you have to build everything around that. But anyway, yeah, that's my rant. Best indie game. I'm gonna give it to Silksong. Hades 2 is also a very good vote. I respect that.
Yeah. Again, Clay Obscure would be my game of the year, but I just feel weird voting for it in this category when there would have been a lot other options.
This is definitely the game that I think is the best of the ones I played on this list.
Yes.
But I think as far as the category specifically of best independent game, I don't think it is the most independent on this list.
Yeah. And it's such a disappointment that people need to feel the need to make shit up to make it feel more impressive. But it's already an impressive project as it was.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to inflate it just to make it seem cooler.
And it's already a spectacular game made on a shockingly small team size and budget.
Exactly, yeah.
Already amazing. Starting to oversell it.
So, fuck Jeff Keighley. Anyways.
Best
let's
community
keep using
support.
his website.
Yeah. For better or worse, this is the definitive game awards. They have successfully marketed themselves into being a cultural centerpiece in the gaming community.
Yeah.
Alright, best community support. Baldur's Gate 3 shouldn't be on the list this year because they're done with content patches.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And here I thought there's gotta be a reason that it's on the list.
No, last big content patch was earlier this year, but there's a big narrative last year that, oh, they're constantly updating the game and fixing things, but like every good studio does that. That's not unique to Baldur's Gate.
Well, let's see. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity and game updates patches. Okay, so not 14 then.
Yeah, it's very hard for a production of that scale to really have a lot of transparency and responsiveness.
I mean,
So,
one thing I can say about Japanese game development is that they would never win this category. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's just not their culture. You get the game you get, and you enjoy it or you don't.
Essentially, yeah.
Fortnite also just... They don't care about the community. You're gonna get the content they think will sell the best, and you're gonna deal with it.
Essentially, yeah.
Helldivers 2...
No.
I can see the argument at
what
least.
They think is best for game balance, but
They've gotten way better. They were really bad year one. They completely 180'd on
fair.
that. They released a huge combat overhaul that unnerfed a lot of things and buffed a lot of things that were nerfed previously, and they've realized finally that, oh, the game that we're trying to make is not what people are actually here to play. And they've fixed that. They were very tone deaf the first year.
My problem with Helldivers 2 in the first year was absolutely just the fact that if people were doing too well, they would fuck with the numbers.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. Like, when you have a community support game like this, where you give them a goal to reach as a community, and you change the milestone because they're doing too well, you're just a shitty DM at that point.
Exactly. Now a lot of their issues are literally skill issues. Like, they're just not that great at design. They're not that great at optimizing their engine. Like, literally,
that's a good way
just
to put
a lack
it, yeah.
of experience and knowledge of how to do a live service game, how to balance and build and optimize stuff. I don't think it's malicious. I think it is literally just a lack of experience. Literally a skill issue.
Yeah. The way that they handled the community stuff last year too, absolutely, just inexperience.
Yeah. I definitely would not have given them best community support last year, that's for sure. This year, I think they have finally gotten into a groove. I do appreciate their pseudo live service meta narratives. They're fun. Fun way to keep people invested.
They made the game a lot smaller the other day.
Yeah, that I'm so pissed off about that as a game designer, as a game developer. Like, because what they were doing was they were duplicating a lot of shared assets for every single level in the game. So, like, every single level had a copy of all of the Helldivers cosmetics bundled into it. Because they heard once or maybe it was built into the engine even, I wouldn't be surprised, that back in like the Xbox 360, PS3 era, reading assets off the disc was really slow. Just CDs and Blu-ray players physically take a lot of time to read data. And a lot of that is because it's a physical platter with the needle or the laser reading the data off of it. And it has to keep moving back in or out of the center to the outside of the disc and back and forth to read different parts of the disc. So to improve loading speeds, a lot of engines and developers started putting all the assets that were related to each other together on the disc, one after another, so that the CD reader could just read it all from start to finish instead of having to jump around to read copies of things. So sometimes some developers would duplicate assets where they were going to be used so that you would spend less time jumping back and forth to read the same copy of the asset over and over. That was intended to be for, like, player character models in action-adventure games and stuff where they were not going to be that big of an asset. So it wasn't a huge deal to tack on a few extra gigabytes onto the file size in exchange for much faster load speeds. That doesn't work when you have a full player cosmetic system with hundreds of weapons and armor skins and everything that you're now duplicating for every single level in the game. So they cut down the file size by what, like 6 times? 5 times, something like that. Yeah. Something crazy, from like hundreds of gigabytes to like 40. And it's just a fundamental engine flaw on their part that, like, this ever got to this point. It's supposed to be a few extra gigabytes. It should never... The second that their file size got to, like, more than twice what it would normally be, that should have been a huge red flag that they are not doing something correctly. 140 something to 23 gigabytes. Yeah, just insane. Their engine programmer 100% should have caught this a long time ago, and the fact that they've only just now realized and done something about it, I think, speaks to their inexperience as developers.
And yet, games journalism spins this as a completely different story again, where they're like, oh, maybe other AAA developers can copy this process of, like, optimizing the file size. No, not really, not in this way.
No, other AAA developers don't do this. They do duplicate assets, especially for games that are going to see physical releases, but nowhere near to this extent.
Yeah.
They are not quadrupling or quintupling the file size. They're adding an extra 20 gigs on top, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. And the better ones will recognize if you're on an SSD versus an HDD when you install the game from the launcher, and they will just not duplicate the assets on SSDs. The solid-state drives don't have those read speed issues that physical disk drives do. So, just insane.
SSDs are a good investment currently, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
They're as cheap as they've ever been.
Mm-hmm. Biggest way to improve your gaming performance. You don't have to sit down through loading screens if you have a fast solid-state drive. Just in time for the loading screen patents to expire.
Right, yeah. Now we need to make artificial loading times so people can read the tooltips.
Mm-hmm, exactly. I really appreciate the games that actually, like, let you press A to close the loading screen.
I have had times where I loved it and times where I hated it because I waited to be respawned only to realize I had to push a button.
Fair enough. Once you get used to it, though, because, like, I like reading the loading tips and stuff.
Same.
Or having a little mental
Especially
break before I jump into
like
a level.
Elden Ring.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, so Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky, I mean, it's just regular content upgrades.
For No Man's Sky on every year just because they've really, really, really saved this game from absolutely abysmal release status.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like
they have redeemed themselves.
Yeah. I agree with that. I just feel like that's already been the case for a few years now, and they haven't done much to change that in the past year or two. Like, yeah, okay, they fixed the game, they keep releasing content updates. So does everyone else. Everyone else also releases content updates. They just didn't do it at first.
True.
So I don't know if they stand apart as much from these. I don't know. None of these really feel like community support. Iconic
No,
to me.
I would only vote for Baldur's Gate 3 just because I think it would be funny if it won an award in 2025.
That's fair. Last time you tried playing Bioshock 2 Remastered, the press space continued at the end of loading screens, making the game crash. That's unfortunate.
Whoops.
Recent story and content patches have been good. Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah, see, I mean, if Jeff Keighley isn't taking his award seriously, why should we?
True. Okay, you know what? Sure, I'll give it to No Man's Sky, but honestly, I don't feel strongly about any of these. I don't think any of them are really blowing me away.
If you don't want to vote for them here, you can vote for them in the next category.
That's true. Best ongoing. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here I'll give some more credit to some of these because they are continuing to release content. Yep. Like, Fortnite does not listen to the community at all, but in terms of constantly adding new content, Fortnite definitely does that. Like, they keep adding new game modes and new player content opportunities and new crossovers. Like, if you're just looking for ongoing content drip, Fortnite's got that still. Very much so. Locked down.
I guess you could say Fortnite has more content than it's ever had before.
True. And that's true of, like, every week that they release new stuff. When I listen to the streamers when it comes to nerfing things and you hate it, yeah, understandable.
Yeah, if anything, game developers should stop listening to people on the internet.
Just in general.
Do it the Nintendo way.
Yeah. It is 2025 and we still do not have a volume slider.
Oh god. If you want it quiet or loud, that's the only options you got.
No, you want normal or loud. There is no quiet option.
Oh, right, yeah. No.
You go louder
so
than default.
14 is not winning this one. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Yeah.
Helldivers 2, it's pretty average content drip. Marvel Rivals, maybe?
It's the same game it was last year.
Yeah, that's true. They did keep releasing new characters and stuff, but not that rapidly.
And new maps.
New maps.
I mean, they're doing better than Overwatch too.
It's not a hard part to clear. Plenty of skins, though. So many skins. You can spend so much money on skins.
I mean, for a Marvel fan, well, specifically for an X-Men fan, there are some things in there for me. Just, it's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not great for a free-to-play player at all, and the matchmaking is frustrating, and the fact that we don't really have good solo play is frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me like a co-op shooter with cool characters. Why is it all a fucking arena shooter?
Well, we had that. It was called Marvel's Avengers.
Well, I actually enjoyed that game.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But okay. Best ongoing. I feel like Fortnite. I am not saying I enjoy it or that it's a good game, but in terms of ongoing content that changes the game experience.
I mean, I'd be with you on that, but also I want Tim Sweeney to rot in hell. So...
Agreed.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna abscond from this one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Why is the no MiHoYo game on this? That's actually interesting.
That's true, actually. Yeah. There's no mobile games, which are pretty much the content drip games. That's what they do.
Yeah, I guess that's why we have best mobile game instead.
Of course, it wouldn't be good timing for Genshin because Genshin's having all their issues.
Yeah.
Games
Next
for Impact.
category?
Oh, I haven't played any of these.
We found the other debut indie games.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. They were here all along.
Mm-hmm. I do like this category exists at least.
Games for Impact is probably my favorite category because it usually has the games that I think do stand out the most during the year.
Mm-hmm. They tend to be the most unique out of all these.
Yeah, like generally, I think, fuck, what was it? The Tower of Babylon game that we really enjoyed. Uh, the one where you have to learn a completely separate
Oh
language.
yeah, Chance of Sonar. I love that game.
Just for example, in this category. Yeah, like this usually has the most interesting things, even though that's not what the category is about.
Yeah. I tend to
Like
see
these
smaller,
are
more
thought-provoking
experimental.
games with a pro.
Yeah.
These are the woke games, if you will. Parentheses positive.
And they're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, so let me go through these real quick, just so people know what they are. Consume Me is basically a story about eating disorder, except it has like WarioWare like mini games that you have to do as like a coping mechanism for your eating disorder. It has a very like impactful story about like parents supporting like bad eating habits, that kind of thing. Absolutely worth checking out. Despelote is about what was it? It's not. Oh, I want to say it's set in Ecuador during the like height of the soccer/football craze. It is a personal story of the actual developer. Like they based it entirely on like their childhood.
Nice.
Really cool stuff. Lost Records is basically like cultural appropriation of the 90s. This whole category is basically like, hey, if you ever wanted to dive in a different culture and video game form and have like really interesting, unique gameplay, this is the category for you. Except the foreign culture that you're exploring in Lost Records is the 90s. It's very like Life of Strange-ish, but it's also got a really cool like videotape gimmick that I don't want to spoil. I still want to check this one out for myself. South of Midnight is a really cool action adventure in like a stop motion style that's based on southern United States mythology. Like, what is it? Kitsu, you know more about this than I do. Please help me out. And
Kitsu's
then
very
Wonder
excited.
Stop
Yeah.
is a life sim game where you deal with PTSD. That's all I can really say about that one. It's a beautiful game as well. All of these are games I want to play.
Fair enough. I don't think I'd actually heard of any of these prior to looking up Game Awards stuff.
I feel like out of all of these, South of Midnight is probably the one that has like the most production value in it.
Mhm.
Which is not to say anything about the quality of the other games, of course, but like that one has been pushed by Xbox during the like big developer showcase thing.
Generational trauma meets Creole.
Oh yeah,
Cajun
Right.
Haitian lore wrapped in an action-adventure skin with an absolutely amazing soundtrack and music design.
there you go.
Heard it because kids streamed a bit of it, otherwise you heard nothing of it. Yeah. That's where I heard the name
Yeah,
from,
but-
that's right. I wasn't able to watch that stream, but I remember the title.
Out of all of these, I'm personally gonna vote for South of Midnight because I feel like it is the coolest concept of them all.
Alright.
But I will play all of these. This is usually the category where I'm like, these are the games I'm gonna play next year.
This is your recommendation list.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'm good with
But
that.
so far.
I don't have an opinion. Small aligned votes there.
Fair enough.
Innovation and accessibility. I have no idea about these either.
Oh, well, okay, so we shit on AAA developers a lot. And Ubisoft has had an awful couple of years recently. They got acquired by Tencent partially, they cut a lot of the development teams.
Mhm.
But the one good thing I will and can always say about Ubisoft is that they really go above and beyond with the accessibility features. To the point that you can even manually adjust sliders for the game difficulty for like several categories.
Yeah, they've always
Just
been
for
really
that
great for that.
alone, I'm gonna vote for Assassin's Creed Shadows because one, I did play through that entire game this year, and I actually really enjoyed it. But also Ubisoft, That's the one good thing they ever do is the accessibility.
Yeah, I agree with that. They've got a really
So give them
solid
that.
user experience department that really cares about stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of other studios do not, and I appreciate that. Especially stark contrast to comparing that to like some of the JRPGs I've played, where it's like, yeah, there are no settings. You can play normal or hard, have fun.
Oh god.
And Ubisoft is probably one of the Western devs that really does not do that. They really do
Yeah.
give you as many options as they can get away with.
For better or for worse, because it probably cuts into the budget quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Slows some stuff down, but also they reuse so much of their engine stuff from game to game that
Yeah.
they can leverage some of that.
Oh boy, here we
Best
go.
performance. Here's another debate. So we got 3 Claire Obscure nominations. We
Yes.
got the main actress for Ghost of Yotei, for Silent Hill F, and of course Troy Baker for Indiana Jones.
Yep. I love every single one of these people.
Hmm.
I feel like every game should only be allowed to be nominated once.
Yeah, this one's tricky, and
Yeah.
I do agree with what Charlie Cox has said that, especially for Expedition 33 in particular, even more so than a lot of other video games, the performance capture artists who were separate from the voice actors, which is a little bit unusual,
Yeah.
did so much of the work in Expedition 33 compared to their normal things. So I think Claire Obscure's French cast is underappreciated. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, best performance is always going to be about English voice acting. That's just how
Except
the
for
category
one.
works. Yeah, that's true. But because what Expedition 33 did is they have 3 or 4 people who did all the mocap, local French actors who did mocap for all the characters, and so much of the scenes and the story and the cutscenes and everything are built around those mocap performances. They have a lot of none just followed. Are you not following?
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, I just noticed that I was unfollowed and I have no idea when that happened.
Okay,
That's
then
why I
what-
didn't see you on my front page earlier, apparently.
That makes sense. Well, welcome to the channel, Nono. Thanks for the
Thank
follow.
you, finally I'm here.
Meanwhile, you've subscribed for an ungodly number of months. As you do. But anyway, yeah, so, like, some of my favorite scenes in Expedition 33, there's, like, almost no dialogue. It is just people acting out physically, and the camera positioning and the shot composition eliciting specific emotions with that. Like, not to spoil anything, but like so many of the shots of like Charlie Cox's character Gustav just like throwing rocks off cliffs, right? Like they
Yeah.
reuse that same framing multiple times in the shot, and that conveys so much about his character that has absolutely nothing to do with his voice acting. And I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of video games, they write scripts with dialogue first, and then if they even have fully voice acted and motion capped cutscenes, it's kind of in service to the script entirely. And it's just they got voice lines they need to hit, and they need to be in a position to say those voice lines. And Expedition 33 felt a lot more like a film production, where they very much had the scenes visually planned out, and then the dialogue was in service to the scene. So, all that to say, you got the mocap performance actors doing all those scenes, and then both the English and the French voice acting was dubbed over the performance artists. And they all did an amazing job, don't get me wrong. But, like, they're getting a lot of credit for these characters being so deep and fleshed out and emotionally available, emotionally deep characters, when a lot of that is not the voice acting, even more than usual. And I think that is an important part of the Expedition 33 best performance conversation, is that we're nominating all these voice actors, but a lot of the acting was not actually the voice acting in this one. The journaling scenes alone say so much exactly. So, like, Charlie Cox has said
What
he
is-
didn't want to be nominated for this one. He would prefer that people endorse The mocap actor who did Gustav.
Right, Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna butcher his name. Maxence Cazorla, I think, something along those lines. Who did the body capture for Gustav and Ben Starr's character, Verso, and also some of Renoir's scenes. So like he's the physical performance and the facial performance behind so much of the characters in the story's like emotional core. And Charlie Cox and Ben Starr they also did an amazing job adding their voices on top of that. But like, it's very much a 3/4 of the male characters exactly. He also voices Esquier, so he is very prominent in the game.
I mean, we don't know what Esquier is, to be fair.
That's true. Esquier's best character, though.
Yeah, no, Francois, clearly.
Obviously. Both great characters. Troy Baker just took off Todd Howard. True.
I mean...
True. Anyway, that's my rant on Expedition 33. And voice
acting.
I
mean, you're perfectly right, because up there it even says awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. They could have easily nominated them.
Yeah, exactly. Not only does he voice Esquier, he does in both English and French, yeah. Like, as far as the one person who had the greatest impact on the acting, motion, performance capture of the game, it would absolutely be Maxence and not any of the individual VAs, I would say. He's got the most outsized impact on the story and the performances of it. But of course, Ben Starr and Charlie Cox and Jennifer English all did amazing jobs on Expedition 33.
Oh, absolutely.
They nailed it. They great emotional inflection, great delivery. I've heard the director was just really involved in every minute of the recording process, which is you love to see it. They were not just handed an Excel file and said go.
Difficult question.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to cut two of those three, who would you nominate out of the like voice cast specifically?
Mm-hmm. Probably Ben Starr.
Yeah, I think that's where I would land too. Like, Versa was just such an emotional character, and a lot of that was the voice acting, more so than with Gustav and with Mael.
Yeah, and so much of it is subtle too with him, because he's got a lot of emotional depth, but he's also playing the hard to get, emotionally unavailable type, and he does a really good job of blending, walking that tightrope of adding a lot of emotional nuance into a character that's trying to be stoic. And that can be difficult to pull off.
Yeah. I think what sucks
everyone
to
did a great
me
job.
the most about 3 people being cast from the same game, nominated from the same game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Dispatch? Where's Dispatch here?
I think Dispatch suffers a lot from being a late release.
Yeah. It's such a shame, because that game has some incredible voice acting, and it absolutely gets carried by the voice acting.
Absolutely. I mean, it's that kind of game. It is entirely about the voiceover acting, motion, and performance capture. That's 90% of the appeal of the game.
Yeah. Like, not even considering Aaron Paul or Jeffrey Wright, but also like the more indie voice actors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And heck, I would have loved to see Laura Bailey and Troy Baker alongside each other in this nomination list, just for the drama.
Yeah, true. And it's funny, we only have one established voice actor here, really.
Yeah. Erika Ishii's great, though, I will say. Like, I haven't heard her in Ghost of Yotei, but just, like, as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Konatsu Kato in Silent Hill F. Having played that game 3 times in Japanese, she does an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a VOD out there of her playing the game herself to experience a character, and it's adorable because she does not play games.
Nice. That's really fun. Yeah, I mean, there's no one on this list that doesn't deserve to be here.
Absolutely not. Even Troy Baker, like, he does an amazing Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's not just Troy Baker doing Troy Baker things. He is doing a very convincing Harrison Ford impression. And giving a good performance on top of the impression, which is hard to do. I say Charlie Cox is definitely the weakest person on this list. And he's
because
not bad.
he's an established celebrity for the most part.
Yeah.
Also, he has done like what 4 hours of work for Clear Obscure.
Yeah, I mean that's just voice acting in general. Like Mile and Verso also were not recording for that long in the grand scheme of things. They just had to keep coming back for rewrites because there were a lot of rewrites. But yeah, because Charlie Cox is not an established voice actor. He's only kind of just started getting into it. And he's very much doing his Charlie Cox voice for Gustav, which does perfectly fit the character. Yeah. It was excellent casting. But he's not really showing off a lot of like voice acting skill in that performance.
Except for when he has to read out a specific password in the game.
That was a great scene.
That was a perfect scene. No notes.
10 out of 10. Also, Andy Serkis's Renoir is just so good.
Oh god, yeah.
Absolutely would have put him over Cox on this list. Lacks a bit of versatility, exactly, which I think he could pick up. He's a very talented actor. He just hasn't done a lot of voice acting yet.
You know, I want Silent Hill F to win one of these, so that's actually gonna be my vote.
Fair enough.
And I actually doubt that any of the Clear Obscure actors will win because it's gonna get diluted.
Yeah. It's gonna get very spread out.
The votes are gonna be spread out among them too much.
Now, I'll throw mine to Ben Starr, but... Yeah.
He deserves it. He's been up and coming for a while now.
He's very committed to this one.
The only good part of Final Fantasy 16 to me is Clive.
I appreciate that he's also going above and beyond in terms of engaging with the community, which I've really appreciated.
Yeah.
He's always at cons, like every week. Just
he
insane.
Loves this.
He was born to be a VA celebrity. Things about Kata that you can't talk about without spoilers. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah. Good category, honestly. I get the complaints about having so many Expedition 33 actors nominated, but also they all did amazing, so it's not like they shouldn't be up there because they didn't deserve it.
Yeah, a little variety would just be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Best audio design.
Audio design is something very important to me personally.
This is actually a hard one.
This might be the first one where I actually vote for Clear Obscure, funnily enough. It's so snappy and satisfying. Everything about it.
All these have very competent audio design. Expedition 33, though, is the one that has to weave that into the gameplay in a convincing way. Some of the things that stand out to me is the use of sound cues in a parry-based game system are very crucial, and they put a lot of time and effort into sound cues. Not every attack can be parried purely off of sound, but there are a lot that can, and that is a lot. I'm a very auditory person when it comes to stuff like that, so a lot of my learning of the parry timing was based on learning all the different sounds that they use for enemy attacks and learning the timings based on that.
Yeah, it absolutely helped me a lot too with that.
And it's not best music, but I mean the music is amazing, and they did a good job of making it dynamic. One of the things that it's not original to this game by any stretch of the imagination, but the way that they seamlessly transition the battle music into the outro every time you finish a fight, and it's always the same song. It's not like they have a different like victory song. They just transition to a particular part of the same track, and it works really well. I don't know. And it's just good. They very good choice of sounds. Very well implemented.
I agree on all fronts there. The only other one really here that I've played anyways is Silent Hill F, and that one also has amazing audio design. But that's kind of like something that should be for granted in a horror game. But also it unfortunately isn't.
Yeah, horror games need good sound design because there's so much about creating dread, and so much of dread is audio.
Yeah. Oh, and they did a great job with that.
Nice.
Yeah, this is difficult for me, actually. I would vote for both of these.
Mm-hmm. And I have watched some of Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotai, and perfectly competent audio design, but nothing that wowed me on them.
Like, with Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Yotai, they're AAA games. I would hope they have good audio design.
Exactly. They need to be doing something interesting to really impress me on that front in this category.
Yeah.
Cool, well, you can vote for Silent Hill F, and I'll vote for Clair Obscur, and we'll call it good.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm down for that.
Cool. Alrighty, best score in music. Oh, let's go.
Here we are.
Yep. I mean, all these are phenomenal.
I mean, I have not heard anything from Silksong except for one thing, but knowing Hollow Knight, I can only imagine great.
Mm-hmm.
Hades 2 has one of my favorite boss themes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
People that have played the game can probably guess which one that is.
I don't know, but maybe someone...
Clair Obscur, I mean... Hire someone from fucking SoundCloud and have him produce like the most amazing game soundtrack in the last decade or so.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely my vote. I mean, these are all good.
It has to be.
But like, it is very much right up my acoustic, or my music appreciation alley. Like, I really, really love the use of leitmotifs, and they use a lot of them, Orion did in the soundtrack. To represent all the characters and the factions and how they interplay. All that's represented in the music. All the music being composed for the game with vocals that reflect the game's story and the game's conflicts is crazy. Like, you can have an absolutely banger boss fight that has so much vocal variation and musical variation. You've got violin solos and electric guitar solos and dueling pianos all in the same track. And the lyrics are like a deep treatise on the central conflicts of the game, just happening in the background of a boss fight. And that's just, it's so insanely good. So here's one of those, even without it being game soundtrack, it stands on its own, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of music composer reacts slop videos, because a lot of them aren't that interesting, but I've listened to a couple that have been like just analyzing Clair Obscur's soundtrack, and it's like, this stuff is just really, really good. He does a lot of really clever things with instrumentation and sound balancing that just really sets it apart, even from like music composition in other franchises and genres. I'll give Nono a minute. But yeah, I didn't love Expedition 33 soundtrack at first, but once I started picking up on all the motifs that they were reusing and all the variation, especially once kind of the more orchestral boss fights started kicking in halfway through the game, I was blown away. So good. I'm gonna be listening to those songs for years. Silksong and Hades 2 absolutely have great soundtracks, just like the first games did. Very good additional content in that style. I wasn't particularly blown away by Ghost of Yotai or Death Stranding 2's soundtracks from the gameplay I've watched of them, but they're definitely very serviceable.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, you probably don't want to be just serviceable in this day and age of game development.
Yeah. I'm sure for someone it's their jam. It's just not personally my jam, so I didn't really pick up on it.
I mean, Ghost of Yotai is very classic, like Kurosawa-esque Japanese samurai music, right?
Mm-hmm. It should be a lot of fun, and I'm sure there are plenty of people where that's their jam.
Yeah. God, I can't wait for having a Clair Obscur live performance during the Game Awards still.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so good.
That's the thing that we need to remember, is that everything that's nominated for Game of the Year is going to be part of that medley that they do before that.
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna Bonanza in there. Bonanza has some really great tracks.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Bonanza is not in here.
Yeah, I really enjoy Bonanza's soundtrack. I feel like there's so many, like, semi-open world exploration games that have been, like, just abandoning the concept of music entirely.
Oh, yeah.
So to have a game that has very traditional Nintendo melodic music that also doesn't feel crazy repetitive is really nice. It really pops to the heavy drum beat, yep. It has a very distinct musical style compared to other Nintendo franchises, which I appreciate. But yeah, quite good. Best art direction.
Oh boy.
See, this is the part where Expedition 33 starts just sweeping all the awards for me.
Absolutely, I would say so. I mean, the whole game is about art direction, isn't it?
Yeah. And, like, you can tell that the game director is just very much a cinematic-minded person. Because, like, every single cutscene, every single environment, every single area of the game is very intentionally lit and colored and styled to evoke particular things. Like, I mean, he named the game Clair Obscur because of the light and dark interplay, specifically from the art world.
Wait, I thought it was because of the enemy. Oh no.
Obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone knows the final boss is the Clair Obscur, obviously. That's why it's named
exactly.
that. Yeah. But no, just such an artistic-minded design from the start for the entire game. And it really shines through. Like, at first it looks like it could be like a generic fantasy kind of game with generic humans, and I do think their human designs are actually some of the weaker parts of the game visually. But then you get into, like, was it Flying Waters? Is one of the first levels in the game, and you're just like, oh wow, I get it. And it just keeps delivering on banger environment after banger environment. I can't think of a single level in that one that I didn't love visually.
Yeah, and the overworld too, like the diorama look that it has. So good.
Then you finish the first scene and the actual game again, it's already an artistic masterpiece. Yeah, even the prologue is just gorgeous with all the flowers everywhere and the dueling white and red color scheme.
Oh my god, that opening shot from the monolith with Gustav throwing the rock and the music kicking in.
Just like art direction wise, yeah, there's amazing game from start to finish. There's no weaknesses in its art direction.
Yeah, as much as I love the art direction in Hades 2 and Silksong, we've already had them a couple years ago.
Yeah, they're good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
In any other year, I would have said there's a lot more competition in this category.
Same with Yote and Death Stranding. Like, we've seen that art direction already.
And all the others are sequels indirectly. So,
we're gonna get to that.
So yeah, Clair Obscur, no debate on this one.
Yeah.
Holy hell, they cooked.
Oh, did they ever?
I have gripes about the gameplay. I have zero gripes about the art direction. Best narrative, okay.
Oh god, okay. This is why I have to jump in with a rant again, because I know what my favorite narrative is out of all of these, and it's not Clair Obscur, but you have to play the game at least twice to get the best narrative, and that is not good. Silent Hill F has an incredible story, okay, 3 times even. But you only really get the most out of the story if you play the game multiple times, because every playthrough gives you like a new context to the story to unfold it, and it's done in a brilliant way, but it's hard to market to people that you have to play a game multiple times to get the most out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's not a short game either.
Mhm.
The subsequent playthroughs do get shorter every time because some of the puzzles you already know the solution to, or they open certain areas up to you sooner than they did in the first playthrough.
Mhm.
But a lot of players will never experience that. They will have played the first playthrough and gotten a mediocre narrative. And that's a shame.
It's kind of like Nier in that sense.
Yeah. So I think Clair Obscur still wins this one because it just has an overall really tight narrative with a start and an end, and people can argue about the ending all they want, but it does what it's supposed to do.
They set out to tell a particular story, and they told it very well.
Yeah.
It may not always be the story that people hoped for or expected from the game, but the story that they are telling, very compelling, very well written.
I would actually argue, I don't want to talk too much about the ending of Clair Obscur because spoilers. Not
Yeah.
everyone here has played it yet or finished it yet.
Go play it, please. It's great.
Yes. But the two endings that a lot of people have, like, discussions about, arguments about, I would actually argue that there is a third ending that a lot of people have not considered.
Oh.
And that is that you don't have to finish the game.
That's true.
You can
actually.
leave it
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
That is fit within. Yeah.
You can keep the world in the state you want it to be in for as long as you want.
And go to all the side content in Act 3 because there's so much side content in Act 3.
Oh, no, I think I accidentally called out Kitsu because Kitsu very rarely actually finishes a game because she doesn't want it to be over.
Oh, I mean, this is the game for you.
Yeah. Honestly, Kitsu, that's the way you should approach Clair Obscur in the end.
And then you have to turn up the difficulty for the final boss because it's very much not designed for you to do the Act 3 content before the ending.
Oh my god, I really shot myself in the foot with Frozen Hearts. I was way too overpowered for halfway of Act 2 and Act 3.
Yeah.
And it's a balancing issue on the game designer's part too, I feel, if you are allowed to do that. But it is ultimately my fault, I do recognize that.
Yeah.
But the game has some balancing issues, for sure.
I'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to design categories,
Yeah.
but yeah, I absolutely have some strong opinions on Clair Obscur's design. I actually don't think they're perfect by any means. And they're still getting my nomination despite that, which just speaks to the strengths of the rest of the game. But
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
best narrative, yeah. Hi. Great narrative. Great story. I love
Yeah.
it so much. I love the themes. I love how it's presented. I love the characters. Everything's so good.
I mean, the whole game is built on narrative at the end of the day.
Yeah. It's all they have so much set up for the outside aspect, and the writers they never get closure or more info. Understandable. Yeah, it's just not the story they were trying to tell, though. As that's context to inform the actual story, which is, well, I won't get into it too much for the people who haven't played it in chat, but the central character drama is the focus. It's a character-driven story, not a narrative-driven story. Or not a plot-driven story, I should say. Best game direction overall. Outstanding creative vision, innovation in game direction and design.
Alright. Next rant incoming.
Yep.
How is this different from Game of the Year?
Arbitrary reasons.
Ah, I see. Our favorite.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know what I will vote for this, and that's all I'm gonna say, really, because I don't know what else to discuss here when it comes to like game direction and design. Because a lot of that happens behind like closed doors. Like we don't really have any insight on the design process for a lot of these.
Exactly.
But by the end of Split Fiction, the reason that it is in my top 5 games this year is at the end of the game, like the last hour or so, it does things that I've never even considered possible or doable in game design, and that alone makes me want to vote for it.
Nice.
Like, it really plays with the medium of what a video game is. especially a co-op game. Like the things it does, it specifically only works in a game like Split Fiction. So
That makes sense.
yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about this because I don't want to spoil the game for anyone.
It's actually literally the reason we want you to play it. I do want to play it,
Yeah.
actually. I've been meaning to. So my plan was to get a PS5 and then get it for PS5 and play with my roommate.
Yeah.
And that has now been made no longer possible for a variety of reasons. But I will find a way to play it at some point.
Fingers crossed.
I'll just need to make a new plan for how to do it.
If you ever need someone for it, I'm more than down to like play through it again. Honestly.
Fair enough. Yeah, we'll see. I need to figure it out. I do have IRL friends that were interested in playing it. I just need to figure out now logistically how we're going to do that now that we're no longer... anyway.
Yeah.
Not important. But yeah, I would... On game direction, I would normally give it to Clair Obscur. I think the actual, like, creative direction in Clair Obscur is really good. As far as the creative side. The story is phenomenal, the writing is phenomenal, the visual design is phenomenal, the environments are phenomenal. I do think the game design is weak in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
So there's not a separate like game design category, right? It's game direction. I don't remember. What's the next one?
I think the next one is already Game of the Year.
Game of the Year, yeah. So I think for the sake of voting against Clair Obscur's design elements, I'll vote for Split Fiction on this one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that is the issue when you have a game with so many overlapping mechanics like in Expedition 33, is it becomes really hard to balance.
Mm-hmm.
Like on one hand, you have to create challenges that kind of make these insane builds worth it.
Mm-hmm.
But you also can't alienate the people that don't want to work with that system.
Yeah, actually, this is a good opportunity to talk about that. Yes. So the balance and design of the game. So for better or worse, and obviously this is, you would say that it's on the worst side. The director is very much of the opinion that games should be easy to break.
Yeah.
He comes from classic JRPGs where the games are completely unbalanced and you can totally blow things open by just doing a bit of grinding. So he intentionally designed Expedition 33 such that it is very easy to end up overleveled. By design, intentionally. I definitely do think it weakens the experience because it is very easy to end up finding stumbling across a broken build or grinding too much. And unintentionally making the game way easier for yourself than it needs to be in terms of the RPG progression. The parry mechanics still end up being engaging because you're still learning that for each enemy type. So that progression still feels good, but you end up finishing fights way faster than you probably should because you end up overleveled or having broken builds or finding equipment early that you're not supposed to have yet, quote unquote. And that's all by design. He wants the game to be like that. I do disagree with him on that being good for the majority of players experiencing the game. So boss fight is made to teach that exact mechanic, yeah. Nice. So, yeah. I think that's a misstep on his part, but I respect that it wasn't an accident. He didn't accidentally forget to balance the game, he just intentionally imbalanced it, you know? So like that. It's not poor design in the sense that it's unintentional incompetency in the design, you know?
Yeah, it's something very hard to like properly get down because it is a bit chaotic in that sense. Because you have both the real-time aspect and the strategic aspect kind of clashing with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
I have two hot takes.
Okay.
Specifically, what I boil my negative experience of Clair Obscur down to is one. Doing an optional thing early should not affect the rest of your game experience to that degree.
Hmm.
2, just because something is optional does not mean it needs to be really fucking difficult. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Are you referring to some specific challenges in Act 3, potentially?
Potentially, yes.
I don't know. I first those exist. I was annoyed that achievements were tied to them because I would never have been able to do those without looking up a guide.
I think my bigger issue was that lore is tied to that. The fact that one of the journal entries you can't do unless you defeat the hardest boss in the game.
That's
It
true.
made me a bit salty.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, for that one, I tried legitimately a couple of times, then looked up a one-shot build.
Yeah, same.
So I'm like, yeah, I just want to get the achievements and move on. I'm not the right gamer to do this legitimately.
I tried to come up with a one-shot build myself, but I just also I'm not that type of gamer that can spend like an eternity going trial and error on this.
And also, you're talking about this made to teach you to break the game. Yeah, exactly. It's like, this is...
Yeah.
You can do this, you know, with regular builds, only parrying and everything, but you're going to have a miserable time. You gotta be a really good gamer to make your way through that.
I came close once.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right, you legit got really close, then got hit by a massive BS, and you're still mad about it. Yeah, the phase 3 shift up sucks.
Yeah, that was not cool. Like, a skill test, sure, but getting suddenly hit with an unavoidable wipe that forces you to use your reserve team is a little bit bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the one time I
after you spend like 30 minutes on the fight.
I think something that made my experience of the game a little smoother and had fewer issues with overleveling was I was using all of my party members rotating in and out to keep everyone on level.
Ah, that's smart.
So even though I was doing optional content, I was mostly giving that XP to the people who were under-leveled.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't think is intentionally all by design. So I do think that boss fight move was less, hey, you go use your other builds, and more, fuck you.
Yeah.
Very much
I mean,
a fuck
I
you
guess
move.
The problem is the builds are so open-ended that it really is hard to really say what the intention was behind it.
Oh, there's plenty of interviews of him talking about the intention behind it. I think there's plenty of room to disagree on whether it was a good design or not, but it was certainly intentional.
What would the game developers know about the game?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And it's very possible for a game developer to have a clear design in their mind and their design sucks. And that's fair. And I think it speaks to the truth of Expedition 33 that we have all these gripes with the design, and it's still easily a Game of the Year contender, you know?
It's still incredible. It's still my Game of the Year, personally.
I can be like, oh, I didn't really enjoy the pairing mechanic, and the build system's kind of wonky. 10 out of 10, best Game of the Year.
I mean, this is now the second game in the 3-year span that's winning Game of the Year, potentially. That's a turn-based RPG.
That is really funny.
Yeah.
Alright, speaking of Game of the Year...
in fact, Metaphor got really close last year.
That's true, that was crazy. I'm surprised by that. So I feel like that's had, like...
Free, then Metaphor, and then this.
I feel like Metaphor's had, like, no cultural persistence beyond that, which is wild to me.
Sadly, no.
Like, even among Persona fans, they're just like, oh yeah, that game exists. Anyway, Persona 6.
It's also a good sign, though, because that means that people don't really have much to complain about it.
That's true, it was pretty solid. I was kind of hoping they were going to do a DLC, because there's definitely some areas that were clearly not fleshed out.
My worry is that they're gonna give it the Persona 5 royal treatment.
Sega
has even commented on that.
The director said they weren't planning on doing it. They may have been convinced otherwise, but they said they weren't planning on it. Turn-based RPGs aren't popular anymore. Yeah, they keep bringing up this narrative like, oh, I can't believe a turn-based game is popular, even though, like, we've had turn-based RPGs in the Game of the Year nominees for, like, the past 5 years. It's like, no, people do actually like turn-based RPGs. This narrative is just wrong.
I think the problem is that in the grand scheme of things, it's still a very niche genre when you think of like Call of Duty and FIFA players being the dominant money source.
On their hand, they're starting to not be the dominant money source.
That's true. Things are finally shifting, at least, in the gamer space.
Mm-hmm.
Keitsu just reminded me with the feed comment. Maybe we should have given Clay Obscure best audio design because it did give us "Ow wow,
Ah, wow, wow.
ow wow."
Such a good voice line. That's actually have that as a sound redeem on this channel.
It's so good.
Do I have my sound redeems running? I think so. Looks like
Not me looking for it.
My, what lovely feet.
Oh, actually,
My, what lovely feet.
there's a random chance of playing that one too. Yeah, screwed up the logic though. Maybe it's playing it half the time. I'll have to look into that. Ow, wow, wow.
Ow, wow, wow.
There we go. There we go. There's the ow, wow, wow. Nice.
All right, are we ready to move on to the big one?
Yep. You want me to roll that
I feel
clip?
like we've already said everything we needed to say at this point, but
Probably, but we'll do it anyway.
yeah,
Let me pause the music real quick.
let's listen to this.
I realize
This is a
you guys have been
reminder.
sitting here for over 3 hours, but I still have some time credits from last year to cash in. So it turns out that not only will I be the one who will know as first which game wins tonight, but I actually also know which game is going to win next year, the year after, and the year after. Now, how do I know this? Well, an oracle told me. She said, change is coming. It's a modern oracle, so they made me sign an NDA, but I trust all of you. I know you can keep a secret. You will never leak it. The oracle told me that the game of the year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before. They didn't make it to increase market share. They didn't make it to serve as a brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if they didn't meet those targets. And furthermore, the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and didn't serve the game design. They didn't treat their developers like numbers on a spreadsheet. They didn't treat their players as users to exploit. And they didn't make decisions they knew were short-sighted and function of a bonus or politics. They knew that if you put the game and the team first, the revenue will follow. They were driven by idealism and wanted players to have fun. And they realized that if the developers didn't have fun, nobody was going to have any fun. They understood the value of respect, that if they treated their developers and players well, those same developers and players would forgive them when things didn't go as planned. But above all, they cared about their game because they loved games. It's really that simple, said the Oracle. Winning Game of the Year turned out to be a life-changing event for us. It was an amazing thing. To those who will win Game of the Year 2024, you have no idea what's waiting for you. It's an incredible honor, and you're in for a heck of a ride. Now remember, should you be told to wrap it up for tonight, you can always come back next year and chat for 3 minutes, okay? So, now, to pay tribute to the nominees for Game of the Year, once again, Lorna Balfe and the TGA Orchestra.
Yeah, so that was the
All right, that was the big
Spence
speech.
speech before Game of the Year last year, and here we are. I think
Yep.
pretty much everything he said is still true. Just make a good game that you actually want to make. Don't monetize it to hell. All right, Game of the Year 2025
So
years.
I would argue that applies to any of these, really.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't think any of these
Even
games
Nintendo.
were made to a formula
Yeah.
at all. Even Bonanza is very much a labor of love, despite being a AAA first-party franchise.
Yeah, but that's not really Nintendo's fault at the end of the day.
Mhm.
That's just who they are.
Exactly. Like, they probably should have been making a 3D Mario if they wanted to print as much money as possible, but instead they made
Yeah.
Bonanza. So we've got Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hades 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And these
They
are
might not all be indie games, but they all kind of have that spirit.
none of these are Call of Duties or FIFAs.
Yeah.
None of these are Destinies or Genshin Impacts.
And 3 of these are in the indie game category.
And we've got AA title, AAA studio with a AA budget, indie, and AA.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
I would... Death Stranding 2 might already be crossing into the AAA space.
That's true, actually, yeah. Still, low
But
end
that's
is a
because
AAA.
Kojima's insane.
Yeah, and so he keeps throwing money at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all labors of love, absolutely.
Yes. Now, I still think Clair Obscur is going to win this, because for the same reason that Baldur's Gate 3 won 2 years ago, in that it's the most talked about game of the year.
Yeah. In terms of sheer discussion about the merits of the game as a game, it's probably been the most talked about. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? But the most talked about game of the year contender, even before nominees were announced.
And it came out of nowhere. Like, a lot of people didn't even know the game existed until it came out.
Yeah, like, look at how many of these are sequels. Death Stranding 2.
I was actually going to point that out.
Hades 2, Silksong, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. These are all studios that we expected great things from.
Yeah,
and they delivered.
Even Bonanza.
These are all fantastic
It's
games.
an existing franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as a spiritual successor to the Mario Odyssey line.
Yeah.
It's a studio that is known for doing great things for Nintendo internally, and they did. But
Clair Obscur is the only truly original one here.
It is not a sequel, it is not a franchise. It was a bunch of random people got together and made a game. Because they really wanted to make a game, and they did.
Yeah.
And it is a phenomenal
they knew what they
game.
wanted it to be.
So, mind-blowing in every aspect of it.
Yeah. We might disagree on, like, what makes... I got disconnected again. Damn it.
Yeah. You're good.
Trying to cancel me. But at the end of the day, like, it is a marvel that Clair Obscur even exists.
And it punches way above its weight in terms of budget and team size and everything else. Way better than it has any right to be, and honestly, probably way better than they'll ever be able to manage again.
Yeah. But they did it.
It's one of those big indie flukes. But, yeah.
Clair Obscur is everything that I would want to be able to, like, incorporate in making a video game, right? Like, just know what you want to do, execute it as best as you can, and just go for it.
And fill the game with fun things that are fun for you.
Yeah, yeah. Like, the fucking only up sections make no sense, but we have them.
Because the director is like, I
don't
love
have to do
shitty
them.
minigames in JRPGs. Let me put in
Yeah.
shitty minigames from JRPGs. And he did.
And
he
I'm
had
here
fun
for
with
it. Yeah.
Did it because he wanted to. Yeah, the game's unbalanced because he wants it to be unbalanced, because that's what's fun for him.
Yeah. And as much as I have an issue with that, I kind of respect it.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do need to stop this narrative of it being a small team.
Yeah, it is not a small team. It is a AA studio in terms of budget. It was not...
Like,
yeah.
It's already impressive enough as it is.
Exactly. Kepler is a small publisher, definitely, but they have a lot of money backing them. Like, it is not cheap to hire Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox. That was...
No.
You don't do that trivially. That you had to pull some strings. You had to have the right connections in Hollywood. You got to have some money to throw around. This was not a... And they bankrolled most of Expedition 33's development. It was not self-funded after the initial prototype. So, I mean, they're published. They got money. They got a lot of outsourcing studios to make a lot of their environment art. But the amount that a 30-person team could do with the time and budget they had, is still phenomenal. And that comes a lot down to their work ethic and to the tools they had available. I think actually there's an interesting narrative to be made here about Unreal Engine 5.
Yes.
Because Clair Obscur was basically built off Unreal Engine 5 with the first prototype. Unreal had just come out with that version. And it has some major features that make it a lot easier to develop the kind of game that Expedition 33 is. And they took full advantage of it. The game has gorgeous lighting in all the environments. They've got so many real-time lights and indirect lighting, lots of reflective materials. And that's all powered by Lumen, which is their ray tracing engine in Unreal Engine 5. And you'll see that a lot in AAA games that are coming out based on Unreal, where they have lots of like reflection mapping and ray trace lighting, and it's all fancy and burns your GPU up. And it leads to a lot of performance issues, obviously. Even Expedition 33 doesn't run all that smooth on mid-range devices. And even some consoles can be choppy in places. And a lot of other Unreal Engine 5 games have that same issue. Was it Borderlands 4?
Oh, I believe so, yeah.
Does not run very well at all, and that's also built on the same techniques in Unreal Engine 5. But what's amazing about Lumen is that it lets you do all this fancy lighting with way less development effort. Because normally when you have all of these like just diffuse lighting from like the sky and light shafts and light rays blocking sunlight and all the stuff that goes into making all the gorgeous visuals of Expedition 33, normally you have to bake all that lighting. You have to set it up in advance and then spend a lot of time fixing up individual little lighting bugs and designing all of your art assets with that lighting in mind. And Lumen gets rid of that. So you can just plop down things in the scene, slap down some lights, slap down some environment art, and boom, you've got a well-lit, beautiful scene. So that allowed them to build their environments much, much faster than a AAA studio would have, with the same level of quality. And then they also used Nanite, which is the level of detail system that Unreal Engine 5 does, where you can just plop in any asset, no matter how high resolution, how detailed, and just put it anywhere in the environment, and it will render it with decent performance. And what Expedition 33 uses that for is all of the like random props that are strewn throughout the environment design. They got all these floating islands, floating chunks of rock, statues and corpses, and random weapons sticking out of the ground. And you look at like screenshots of the game, and it's all this just like debris everywhere, including in places that physically would make sense to have debris, but they put it there anyway. And floating islands and stuff. And that's just the entire game's art style, is that just random props strewn throughout the world, scaled up, stretched, rotated, upside down, floating. And Nanite allows them to do that. They can just take a rock, they can stretch it up to a huge size, put it in the sky, they can shrink it down and litter the ground with them. It's just decoration, and it just runs. Not with the best performance, but a lot less work than having to manually make different versions of that rock for every size and scale and detail and try to optimize all that individually. So the tooling basically is the takeaway here. The tooling has gotten to the point where you can build games like this if you're talented enough, with way less budget, way less effort than a AAA studio. And Sandfall Interactive was just in the perfect position to take advantage of that, to make a game that used all of Unreal Engine's strengths to make a AA indie-style game that just punches well above its weight. And I think that's really cool. And I think we'll see more of that over the next couple of years, as other indies are able to pull off similar things. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Absolutely. Game development has never had it this good, really, on the technical side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, being able to standardize on a few essential engines like Unreal and Unity has just meant that they've been able to tack so many features and things onto these that make it just so much easier for indies to build things now. It's easier than ever before to make grand game design experiences.
Yeah.
And you look at this list,
As
it's
long
like,
as you
wow,
know your limits.
not a lot of AAAs here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can make really good games without having to have AAA resources. Yeah, but then limits. Still have to be good at using those tools.
All that being said, I am a bit worried though about the conversation after all this, is that there's going to be a lot of people claiming that an indie game won Game of the Year when that's just not entirely true.
Yeah. They're
And
a lot closer
that's
to
a
indie than
shame.
AAA, that's for sure. But
Oh yeah, absolutely. But, you know, the Epic Games funding, the Microsoft funding, government funding,
mhm.
like, it was not a cheap game to make, and I feel like a lot of people still think it was for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is the narrative. Oh, 30 guys in a basement just made a full game. And there were 30 people who were very passionate who spearheaded most of the development, but the bulk of the
But
groundwork
that's
was
just
not
the
done in
reality
house.
of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not done.
People
on a
need to
shoestring
temper their
budget.
expectations a bit.
Yeah, you're not going to see six people in a garage cranking out Expedition 34 next year,
Yeah.
but you are going to see a lot more AA studios with AAA level quality, I think, and that'll be really exciting.
Yeah, although now that I think about it, I actually don't know what's coming out next year.
Yeah, I don't know that very many games in that bucket have been announced yet, but I'm sure it's coming because the tools are out there now.
It might actually be another surprise thing like Clay Obscure again.
Yeah, I mean, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I remember seeing
Like, I knew it
ads
was
for
coming.
them, and I was just like, "Oh, that looks interesting." I guess.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away though. And then my friend was talking about it, and he was hyping it up, and I'm like, "I don't know, that doesn't sound that amazing. It sounds like an anime game."
Mm-hmm.
And then the actual game comes out, and I'm like, "Oh, this is amazing."
Yeah, I
heck?
remember my first impression of it was like, oh, cool. A Western developer made a Persona-style game. That's pretty neat.
Exactly.
I'm gonna look into this. And then it came out and just blew up bigger than I ever could have possibly imagined.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was gonna like a really niche title.
Yeah, it did not stay niche for long.
No.
Insane word of mouth. And deserved. Just
Yeah, it's honestly thanks to the anti-AAA sentiment we have currently
Mhm.
that it got a bit of a boost.
That's true. There's a lot of narrative. Oh, this is like AAA, but it's not AAA. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And I mean, I have been on a massive turn-based kick again recently, so that was perfect timing.
Mm-hmm. I still feel like I would have enjoyed it more if it was truly turn-based, but
Yeah,
that
I
was
agree.
not enough to make me not enjoy it, because everything else was just so good at made up for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can resume the music. I forgot about that. Really quiet there. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I switched to 33. I haven't already said it. Just really good game.
It is definitely one of the games of all time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely one I'm going to be wanting to revisit later, and really excited for the content drop.
Yeah, absolutely. I've said it once, I'll say it again. I'm really happy that South Park and the Stick of Truth finally got a spiritual successor.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, Ubisoft didn't want to do it, so ex-Ubisoft developers, they went ahead and did it.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, that was the entire goal behind it.
Exactly, that was the main motivation. Just, you heard it here first.
I still find it so wild that the director had not played, like, any of the games you'd expect to be direct inspirations for this game. Like, had not played
What do you think?
Mario RPG or Paper Mario or any other game of that genre.
Mario and Luigi.
The director had not played Persona, which is wild.
Yeah.
Obviously, other members of the development team had, but he was like, nope, I've played Final Fantasy back in the day, and I've been playing Sekiro. So I just want to make Final Fantasy Sekiro. And he did.
Essentially, yeah.
Oh, speaking of DUB, yeah. I guess he was He was in the trenches at Ubisoft. He was working on some like their mobile projects and stuff. Really underwhelming area to work for.
I think the other thing that worked really well for Clay Obscure is it is just unapologetically French.
Absolutely. And he was, okay, we're French. I remember he was talking in an interview about it, and he was like, we weren't originally like gonna make it like crazy French. And then we were talking to like friends and publishers and stuff, and they're all like, you're a French studio, you should just lean into that. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll throw in a bunch of stereotypical French elements just to be French. And they did.
If you know what you're good at, then just do it.
Mm-hmm. It does give it a very unique visual identity.
Oh, I actually think that is something that went wrong with a lot of AAA studios, is that a lot of them were forced to do things that they're just not good at.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a huge epidemic right now. You're just a
You
massive
guys
developers.
remember-
So you go make whatever the current trend is at the year that we start the project.
Yeah.
Make single player studio, okay, go make a live service slop game.
The main thing I remember is EA forcing BioWare to use the Frostbite engine to make the new Dragon Age at the time of Inquisition.
That was a wild decision.
Yeah, let's take this shooter engine and make it an RPG on it. That's... what?
And it didn't work. Go
It
figure.
did not work. It still produced one of my favorite games of all time. It won Game of the year it came out.
And it was a
but
technical mess.
It was a mess.
What it is for them to give Monaco one of the matching French outfits. That'd be great. I still have the baguette
baguettes.
weapons.
Uh-huh.
They're very hard to get. Or tedious to get, I should say. Not that hard, but...
Yeah. The swimsuits are probably the most challenging ones to get overall.
Hmm.
And people say there's no fan service in this game. I mean, have you seen Monoko's swimsuit?
Mm-hmm. Exactly what we were all asking for.
Exactly.
Hate forcing BioWare to do anything. Yeah, true. Cringe. Well, we'll have to worry about EA forcing anyone to do anything for much longer. They're gonna be a FIFA shop.
I mean, if anything, they're the ones being forced to do things.
Mm-hmm. Sexy French maid outfit. There you go. I can see it. I can see it. Minako in a maid outfit.
Pay made up. Shift to characters.
Hmm.
Who that's? Oh.
I didn't actually vote. I was getting silence again for his hot takes. Yep.
Right.
You good? Give it a second. Do. Yeah, that's the Game Awards, I guess. Expedition 33, Expedition 33, Expedition 33, Expedition 33, Expedition 33. I wonder if I like the game, just possibly. Yeah, it's all good. I feel like we're probably getting towards the end of today's stream anyway. I've been live for
Unfortunately, yeah.
nearly 3.5 hours. We've been talking for even longer than
yeah.
that.
Yeah, we did. Oh, wait, there's still one category left, Hog.
Oh yeah?
Oh, yeah, there's the player's choice.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that.
Sorry, player's voice.
Player's voice, yep. right.
Which is your favorite game of the year? Player's choice is a 100% fan voted award across 3 rounds, and we'll dedicate like 10 seconds of our showtime to it.
Yep, exactly. Well, Dispatch didn't get nominated for any of the higher categories, so there you go. Free vote for that. There's Genshin Impact.
Oh yeah. I think I will actually give it to Dispatch here. Like, it's recency bias for sure, and it's not really much of a game. But hey, I love it, and it deserved more acknowledgement than it got.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did get 5 votes here, so...
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
So not just Dispatch, but absolutely. It's going to be underrepresented at the show, so might as well give it some boost there.
I guess I'll give it to the 5 games I actually played.
Yeah, basically. Bonanza, I feel like Bonanza is also going to be underrepresented, and I thought it was a really fun game.
Yep.
Silk Song is Silk Song. Respect to Team Cherry and Supergiant. And respect to Warhorse as well. That's my votes.
Warhorse has definitely come a long way since the first Kingdom Come.
Mm-hmm.
Genre created their own in a weird way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've created their own niche and gotten really good at it. And that's what a studio should do, I would say, generally speaking.
It's also, out of everything on this list, honestly, Kingdom Come is also like the most system-heavy game, and we just don't get that a lot anymore these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Very
there's a
much like
lot
an
of
immersive
systems
sim.
you can engage with.
Yeah. Improve their craft and fine-tune what they do, exactly. And a lot of very rich, very deep content. And designed to their style. Not just padding for the sake of padding. Yeah, and just respect all these for being good indie sequels.
Yeah. Not something we get a lot of.
Exactly. I think it's very, very difficult for an indie studio to have a successful second game. It is not an easy bar to clear. I think they've done pretty well. Alright. So that has been the Game Awards, and kind of indirectly, 2025 in review. Touched on some of the big news and controversies.
Yeah. I feel like there will never not be a year where we have something to complain about here. And that's fine. That gives us more content. That gives us an excuse to hang out.
Exactly. I'll put the trailers back on while we wrap up.
This is not the best Game Awards during the year anyways.
True.
I think the BAFTAs are much more respectable.
Mm-hmm.
But those don't have like a big show, so...
Exactly. This is more of a cultural event than it is the best awards, objectively.
Essentially, yeah.
They're popular because they're popular, and therefore they're relevant because they're popular.
And we get a lot of trailers and shit, and that's what people really come for, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Just like used to be the case for E3. It's kind of replaced E3 as far as hype moments and aura.
Let's see, what won the BAFTAs last year? Oh, also Astrobot. Well, now.
Sounds about right.
2023, it was also Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, but 22 was Vampire Survivors.
Oh, interesting. I can see it.
Yeah.
As far as cultural relevance, definitely helped kick off
For
that
sure.
whole...
Yeah, at least in the BAFTAs, indie games have an actual shot.
Mm-hmm.
Funnily enough, they don't have an indie category.
Probably for the best.
They have animation, Artistic Achievement, Audio Achievement, Best Game, British Game, Debut Game, Evolving Game, Family, Game Beyond Entertainment, Game Design, Multiplayer, Music, Narrative, New Intellectual Property, Performer in a Leading Role, Performer in a Supporting Role, and Technical Achievement.
Nice.
I like these categories a lot more than the Game Awards categories.
There's a lot fewer ambiguous categories there and a lot more technical categories, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of technical achievement in these games that is underlooked, or overlooked, appreciated. That's the one.
It gives a lot more games to shine in different forms too.
Exactly. There's a lot of games that do one thing well, even if overall they're not gonna blow people away.
Yeah. Yeah, interestingly, in 2023, what won multiplayer was Mario Brothers Wonder.
I mean, the multiplayer in that one is actually surprisingly deep.
Yeah, I think
surprised
it's
by
really
that.
cool that that gets recognized in the multiplayer category.
That's pretty cool. Because they had all the co-op features specifically to make co-op more in-depth in that one.
Yeah. I also like that they specified debut game, not just debut indie game.
Yeah, that's a silly distinction.
Yeah.
Like, there are plenty of people debuting that are not indies. Vice versa.
Yeah, if they had done it for the Game Awards, then Megapunk would have probably also been fine. But alas, it's all just a money-making thing anyways at the end of the day.
As all this.
Shows like these are not cheap to make.
They're not. And they have a lot of money going back and forth for advertising and all that. And the venues and everything. But hey. Still, looking forward to seeing who ultimately wins. It'll be interesting to see if the critics and industry people agree with the popular
So
sentiment.
far, everyone seems convinced that Clay Obscure is going to win, and I think so too, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Watch it be a Bonanza, that'd be crazy.
That would be insane. People would lose their shit.
It would be very funny. There's no way, though.
They could do the funniest thing here, Hog. What?
Guess we should-
Okay, wait. I'm gonna have to look at the games again. What would be the most unexpected?
Let's see. For
Probably either Bonanza or Death Stranding 2.
yeah, I feel like Death Stranding 2 gets the Kojima buff. It's like even if it's not
probably
wildly
the main
popular,
reason
like
it's here.
yeah, having members of the the Game Awards production team being close friends with Kojima probably biases things a little bit. So if that one,
Does
they would just be
Kojima
like,
know that?
oh, absolutely, I'm sure. so if Kojima won, it would just be like, oh, well, he just bribed whoever to. All right, it's just it's bias. But if Bonanza wins, it's like, huh, really? Why?
Yeah. Nintendo not even there to pick up the award. I can't wait to see what shoes they wear this time. When are the Game Awards?
Sure, it has a list on the website here somewhere.
Yeah, you
I'm
hope
gonna say
it's not a
December something, but
weekday.
it is December, so that comes up. December 11th.
December 11th.
So next
That's
Thursday.
a Thursday. What the fuck? I gotta go to work.
Yeah, but
Man.
be able to see everything afterwards. All recorded.
Yeah, I'll probably hop in a Discord call and just watch the whole thing after the fact.
Nice. Actually, will I be
Yeah.
working that day? Next Thursday.
Yeah, it's weird to do that in the middle of the week.
No, I'll be. I don't know what time of day it is. I assume it's in the evening. I might actually be around for that. I only work every other Thursday.
1:30 CET.
Every other Thursday night. 1:30 Central Time. What? That's crazy.
Oh, I think, yeah, okay, no, that's Central European time.
Okay, yeah, 6:30 to 10
1:30
Central.
a.m. basically.
Yeah, okay, so that'll be right after I get off work on Thursday. Maybe I'll hop into
Yeah.
Discord and stream that.
I mean, theoretically, I could go to bed right after I come home from work and just stay up all night.
Don't do that. Don't do that for the Game Awards. It's not worth your sleep schedule.
No, probably not. I would hate myself, especially because I would have to go to work right after the Game Awards finish.
Exactly. Just ruin the whole
Ugh.
day.
Why are they doing it on a weekday? I don't understand.
That is kind of crazy. I would have assumed it would have been a Friday.
That just confirms my suspicions that they don't actually want people to watch anymore.
And they gotta pay money if people actually like watch those trailers.
Yeah.
Pay for ad revenue.
The problem is I probably wouldn't be able to watch it until the weekend, and by then I'll be spoiled all the award winners.
Yeah, there's that. You know, I have to turn off the internet for a few days, which
Yeah.
Again, doesn't
Nah,
feel
I'll
worth it.
probably just... I might just suck it up and get spoiled and just enjoy the show, rather
be-
than having to worry about that.
yeah, it'll still be fun.
Yeah. Plus, that way I can just skip through it if there's anything that doesn't interest me.
That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
fast forward through it.
Because it is like, what, 4 hours? 4.5 hours?
Yeah, depending
Yeah.
if it runs over.
Alright. I'd
Yeah.
be okay wrapping things up here if you are, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
Cool. I want one last discussion topic. Are there any games that were not nominated for anything that you want to bring up that you
Oh.
played this year?
I would actually have to think, because I played a surprising amount this year, but a lot of them we have actually had nominations for.
Nice.
The other less known things I've played didn't really come out this year.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to look at my actual game logs now. How about you? Is there anything you can think of specifically?
Yeah, I'm looking through my list. A lot of the ones were announced, but Deltarune is probably a standout for me this year. Chapters 3 and 4.
Oh, right.
Toby Fox music is just so good. I'll forgive him everything else if the soundtrack is good, and it consistently is. And I'm very curious what they're doing with the story. I really like what he's doing with the meta narrative, I think. I'm very curious how that develops. Void Stranger still probably one of your favorite games played recently? Nice. Yeah, it seemed pretty interesting. You were giving me the
Ooh,
play-by-play
yeah.
in Discord.
I do have Void Stranger on my wish list. It looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Pokemon was fun. Probably
Oh, yeah.
some of the most fun I've had with Pokemon in a while. Enjoyed
Yeah.
just doing all the collectathon, filling out the Pokédex and all that. Aside from the
I didn't really...
1,000 trainer battles or whatever, that was kind of BS, but everything else was fine.
Oh, yeah, that's... They really shot themselves in the foot with how they did the whole ranking thing as well.
Mhm.
But I will say this about CA, I haven't played anything else until I finished it, so that's that. It
Yeah.
definitely grabbed my attention. I put down Digimon Time Stranger for it, which is big. Which, by the way, that is not a game I would expect on the Game Awards, because that game, as much as I love Digimon, is just jank as hell. You can tell that they started making this in 2017.
I mean, the first game was pretty bad too, and it makes sense that
Yeah.
it would just be more of that.
I still haven't gone back to finish it because it's just hard to be motivated for a game that feels like it should be on the PS3 in this day and age.
Makes
Not
sense.
an even like parentheses positive with a lot of indie games being like retro style. No, this game tries to be more than it is, and it does not work.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
it's very
It happens.
unfortunate.
And Look Outside was the other one that I didn't play, but I watched Oshu play, and it's definitely very, very good.
Yeah,
Highly
that's
recommend
definitely
it.
one I would have expected in the indie list if we hadn't had so many other things taking up space.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many other good games that I don't feel is necessarily snubbed that badly, but very, very neat little horror indie game with gorgeous pixel art, very cool atmosphere, and surprisingly deep gameplay. I was kind of impressed by it. It's turn-based, but there's lots of just unique mechanics and interactions between items and the enemies and how they all work.
Yeah, that might actually be one that I dig back up once I start streaming again.
Great streaming game too. Yeah.
Oh, the first Berserker Kazan came out this year. I forgot about that. Yeah, lots of like soul slop that just didn't really stand out, I'm noticing.
It's very popular.
Yeah, that's the problem when a genre is so oversaturated, is that unless you're really something that people recognize immediately, like how many Metroidvanias do we get each year, right? And yet only Silksong is nominated.
A very saturated genre. The only games that weren't released this year that weren't in the list were remakes. Yeah. There are a lot
I
of
feel like there
remakes
should
and
be a separate
remasters.
category for remasters and remakes, because Oblivion kind of deserves something this year.
That's true. If there was a best remake or remaster category, Oblivion would definitely be in the running. That was really fun. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. It was just as jank as the original, but
That's really what you
Graphic-
want out of it at the end of the day.
but graphically very good. The new voice acting was quite good. It was fun to get to experience that game on a modern console without abysmal frame rates. But yeah. Cool. So that was 2025, I guess.
Can't really think of anything that I've played that I'm missing here. The journalism side of video games has been kind of on point this year when it came to spotting like the best games. But it is difficult when there's just so many games coming out every month.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up. It's a continuous stream of good enough games.
It's so much that we sometimes even forget that we had a major console release this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Switch 2's been interesting. It's like mostly just, oh yeah, you can play all your old Switch games, but better frame rates.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I mean, two of the best Switch 2 games this year aren't even Switch 2 games.
Exactly. Like a lot of the original voice lines, good to the woman who stopped partway through and asked about redoing her line. Yeah. That was really funny. I love seeing goofs like that, where they just didn't listen to the line all the way through and cut the file too late. It was very amusing. Alright. Well, I guess that's it for today. Thanks for... Unless you got anything else?
No, I was just trying to think of a game that I can tell people to play before the year's over. You know, I feel like people should honestly check out Despelote.
Nice.
Out of everything, that's like the one game that I would recommend people, even if you don't care about soccer/football.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty heartwarming. I've not played it myself, I've only watched a playthrough. But that's all I can really say about that. Like, if I were to pick any game where I'm like, hey, maybe check this out before the year's over, that's the one.
Nice. Good short experience.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice. Works for me. And I know it's obvious, but go play Expedition 33 if you haven't. Good game. 10
Oh,
out of
yeah,
10.
and Blueprints if you would like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you like Metroid Brainias.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I like puzzle boxes. Exactly. Cool.
Hell yeah.
Well then, thanks for coming on, Nono. I know it's been a little bit since we did the last one, but this has been fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Every time. Anytime.
I'm enjoying this tradition.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Good to be able to talk about some games that I haven't played to get your other people's perspective on them.
Yeah, and hopefully I can bring some stream perspective in again next year.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Obviously, don't
Oh!
force yourself to do anything, but
That's a game that came out this year that we haven't seen on this lineup at all. Sword of the Sea.
oh yeah?
That's the new Journey developer game where you surf on a sword across an ocean.
Nice. Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Oh, and South of Midnight. There you go. Sea Kids has got the games.
There you go. Go play South of Midnight.
Yeah.
All great suggestions.
There we go. Now we can end on a good note.
Cool. Alright. Yeah, thanks for being here. Really hope you get around to streaming next year. If you do, I will absolutely be there. But obviously,
Oh,
don't force
yeah.
yourself if you're not up for it. Mm-hmm. And,
I'll try my best to come back.
yeah. Definitely been missing those. And thanks to everyone who stopped by to listen in and chat with us today. So Yahazu, Carrick, Kitsu. Now I've seen more people than that. I know Rox is lurking, or was lurking earlier.
Really appreciate it.
Anyone else? Appreciate you all. Thanks for stopping by. You had a good time. Rox is also here, exactly. I will be streaming Metroid Prime 4 tomorrow, hopefully, assuming my capture card cooperates. We'll find out.
Yes! I'm gonna be here, hopefully.
Cool. I can't guarantee it. It's entirely possible my capture card doesn't work, and that would be very unfortunate. But we'll see how it goes. And yeah, either way, I'll see y'all next time. Have a great rest of your weekends. And thanks again, Nono.
Bye-bye. Thank you.